Hello everyone, this is Tormuse, and today I'm picking up where I left off in a Doki Doki Club meetings mod for Doki Doki Literature Club, episode 46. Last week we started episode 46, and thanks New Melons. And yeah, we're gonna pick up where I left off, and carry on from there. Yeah, what did happen last week? Where did we leave off? There was the whole parent meeting thing, where like the event where the parents are allowed to come to the college to sit in on classes, and meet with the students, meet with their kids. Which seems so odd from a post-secondary institution. I mean, like, you think college, like, all the students are going to be adults, so they're like looking after themselves. I mean, it's going to be different people are going to have different situations. I mean, some people might still be living with their parents, depending on finances or availability of college dorms or whatever. But it still strikes me as odd having something like this Parents' Day thing. But yeah, nevertheless, yeah, we've already seen some angst from the beginning of the episode last week. I'm kind of killing time right now because I know there's an ad break coming up in 4 minutes and 38 seconds, and I figure I should load up the game properly after the ad break finishes. So I'm just going to ramble a bit. But yeah, they made the comment that, and I'm also stretching my wrist at the same time. This isn't me trying to do the Monika pose. This is like I can't actually do the Monika pose right now because here's normal range of motion of wrist. This wrist is still, it's not like it's gonna be that's a 45-degree angle at this point. Like it's not quite the 90 degrees, which is like normal range, but it's work in progress. Yeah, there you go. Like what. I have to get better so that I can do the Monika pose properly. Yeah, this is me just trying to push my. I'm pushing the wrist into flexion to stretch it. It is still. It does still hurt to push into this, especially like coming out of the position. It's like okay, I have to shake it out to get past that. Ads. Well, welcome in, Dev. How's it going? Or I guess if you're saying ads, maybe you can't actually see or hear what I'm saying. On my end, it says ad break starts in 3 minutes and 12 seconds, but it probably, I suspect, my understanding, or at least I infer that the way that it works is if you come into the stream within the first 5 minutes of it starting, then you get pre-roll ads, and then the first actual official ad break starts. And then after that, you get no more pre-roll ads. That's my understanding. So it's going to be, depending on when you come in, within the first 5 to 8 minutes, whether there are ads going or not, it's going to depend, I guess. It's, yeah. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying, yeah, I already commented on it before, but I guess it's worth reiterating that, and you're here, welcome back, or welcome in. Welcome in any case. Yeah, I was just filling in time. On my end, it still says ad starts in 2 minutes 15 seconds, so I guess they start and finish for different people. Anyway, yeah, yeah, the whole college Parents' Day thing, they said that parents are welcome to sit in on the students' classes as long as the student doesn't object, and I can already imagine a whole lot of scenarios where that's going to cause a lot of ruffled feathers. Like what if the student does object? Are they going to kick the parent out? There do exist some domineering parents who are going to steamroll their way in there regardless. So how would that work? How would that play out? I can already imagine lots of difficult scenarios so that could work or not work. I don't know. The whole concept of having a Parents' Day when dealing with adult students in the first place is just seems odd. But what do I know? Yeah, I don't when I was in college, like both times I went to college, like I was there on my own, and yeah, my parents had no part in knowing what I was doing there. um, yeah, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, but get back to like the actual characters' struggles, difficulties, and so on. Kind of neat to see MC standing up for his sister there. It's easy to imagine like they're in on they're clearly on somewhat better terms than before the intervention where Kagami and Sayori came to MC to encourage him to go to therapy and so on. An interesting question to ask would be like witnessing their parents come down on Kagami. Would MC have stood up for her if they had been on better terms, or like again, it's a reflection of his character development and so on that he's reflection of his character development that he's willing to stand up for, because he realizes at this point what like how back in 5. Okay, cool. Let's bring things in perspective. Fair enough. But yeah, it's the ad break is imminent, according to the screen here. But yeah, yes, experiencing character development, he realizes he doesn't like the way his parents treated him when they were growing up, how they favored his sister over him. And witnessing this moment when they're being hard on Kagami, on his sister, him stepping in and standing up for, I don't know if it's, I don't know if it's so much standing up for her or just standing up to the parents because he realizes how crappy it is to be treated that way, and maybe it's more standing up for himself than standing up for his sister. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to gauge. Like would he have initiated that confrontation if the whole intervention and getting on better terms with his sister hadn't occurred? Hard to say. Like there's a definite feeling like he's doing it more for his own benefit than for his sister's benefit is what I'm getting at. Like on some level, I'm gonna exit Discord here. Boink. Bye Discord. Like on some level, there's this feeling like like he needed to do this for himself because this is something that's been bugging him for his whole life, but he didn't have the courage to say until now. Yeah, I don't know. So, but hey, who knows? Maybe even if he was still in bad terms with Kagami, he would have. Maybe he still would have wanted to be protective of her anyway. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. It'd be neat to see how we didn't really get to see Kagami's reaction to that whole thing. Be interesting to see how she takes it. Hey, maybe it'll lead to some character growth for her. Like, maybe she'll have some kind of soul-searching moment and realize that, oh, hey, if I had witnessed MC being treated that way, I wouldn't have stood up for him. And how do I feel about that? That he stood up for me, when I wouldn't have done the same for him. And maybe it'll encourage her to be a better person or something. And Curl, I thought it was yours. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Anyway, I think it's time to hit load game. It says ad break ends in 7 seconds. we're gonna load this up here, and didn't we just, when we last left off, like, I loaded the right episode, right? Seeming to learn my font? Well, yes. Yeah. Hey, everything comes with practice, right? Anyway, yeah, we just had the poem sharing in the club, which is, so it's interesting that we're having an interruption here, and with Ayami, Kagami, and Ryan, the three extras this season. I was already wondering, like, with the parents present, like Yuri's parents present in the on the club room, how are they going to handle things like emails and whatnot? But I guess we just decided to have a flash sideways here. Or is this a flashback or flash forward? I don't know. Have it to this group. I guess we'll come back to the club later. I'd be mad about MC coming to your rescue. Yeah, I that's what it's seeming like. Also, welcome in, Spooky Waters. Like, I did wonder aloud a moment ago, like, hey, is she going to have a character growth mode where she has to confront the realization that, hey, MC stood up for me, and if our roles were reversed, I wouldn't have stood up for him. So, what does that say about me? And maybe she's going to wake up a bit, or maybe she's just going to, double down and get mad about it. We'll find out, I guess. And welcome back. Anyway, it's just unbelievable, man. I've never been humiliated like that by my own parents. But at least your brother was nice about it. That was the worst part. Yeah. The worst part, It's just like how the worst part about Sayuri is how she's so nice, right? What does it say about Kagami is that she gets infuriated by people who are nice to her? What does that say about her? Exactly like that. You totally got it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, is it because, like, she doesn't like that people are setting that standard that she isn't willing to live up to? Or something else. I don't know. Anyway, he stood up for me in front of them. He told them to back off. Why is that a bad thing? Well, number one, it's like I owe him now. Number two, it's embarrassing to have him stand up for me. It's like having an argument with the cashier and the little kid standing in line behind you takes your side. But your brother's not a little kid. I know that. It's just, it feels wrong to have him arguing with my parents for me. It shouldn't have to be like that. But whatever you think about MC, it does kind of sound like they have a point about your grades, though, right? I think Kagami's offended even if they had a point. I mean, yeah, you're not exactly focusing on the more pressing issue there, Ryan. Well, maybe it is pressing, but it's not exactly something that she's going to be that Kagami is going to be very responsive to right now. Anyway, because it's her business, and that was MC's point too. Yeah, I get that, and it's true. It just seems like they have her best interests at heart. Yeah, parents having your best interests at heart is like a source of so many problems. It doesn't matter what their intentions are. They end up just screwing things up really badly half the time. You wouldn't get it. You know, said to a guy whose parents are dead. Great, Kagami. Well done. You win at empathy. Anyway. Whoa, girly, cool. That wasn't necessary. Shit, yeah, I wasn't thinking. Sorry, Ryan. No, you're absolutely right. I don't have any way to understand your perspective, and I'm not offended. But Kagami, think about this too. I have a perspective you might not get too. I've learned that on rare occasions, when people care enough about your life to meddle in it, they usually care about you. and usually have a useful outside perspective. So I don't know. Maybe your parents have a point and maybe they don't. It is your business, not theirs, but that doesn't make them necessarily wrong. I mean, yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's true it's not their business, but anyway. And I definitely wouldn't get mad about your brother sticking up for you. Still don't get why you're mad about that. Calculator was the thing, but I still bent it though. Yeah. What is the deal with your grades anyway? You're extremely smart and you were doing super well at the start of the year. I said a lie, but I'm right. Falcon and Winter Soldier reference moment there. I haven't actually watched that show, but I see that meme thrown around a lot. He's out of line, but he's right. Anyway, doing super well at the start of the year. Did things get harder than you expected? No, I don't want to talk about it anymore right now. Later, maybe. I'm gonna head down to the cafeteria and get an early dinner. You guys can feel free to join me if you're so inclined. Are you guys coming or what? Right behind you. Psh. Oh, and then flash sideways back to the club again, I guess. Or flash forward, flash back, I don't know. Flash, some directional flash, anyway. I guess that's Yuri's mom there. That sounds delightful. It would look beautiful. Your eyes are such a wonderful shade of blue. Thank you, you're so nice. What are they talking? I mean, I know that's a blue reference, but from that particular running gag, I'm just not sure what they're referring to. Maybe it doesn't matter. And you're very pretty too. You look just like Yuri. We do look very much alike. Although that's where the similarity ends for the most part. She takes more after her father in terms of personality. Yeah, but I'm glad. She got great stuff from both her parents. Oh man, look at the time. We're way past when we were going to stop. Hey, Monika? Oh, she's asleep? Are you awake? Yes, so it's just resting my eyes a little. What is it? I think you might have rested your eyes a little too long. Oh, wow, you're right. Looks like we've run out of time and then some, everybody. We'll call it there. As always, we'll send everyone off with a prompt for a poem for next time. What are they gonna do for emails? Are they gonna just shoo Yuri's parents away, or are they gonna find somewhere else? Where could they go? I suppose Yuri and Natsuki's room could be an option, or maybe MC's dorm. Anyway, with a prompt for a poem for next time. I think for this one we'll get a little abstract and write a poem about time. Sheesh, that's as much in your wheelhouse as knives are for Yuri. I like to think it's fairly accessible to everyone. That's all for now. See you soon, everyone, and thanks to the parents for coming. Some of the club and parents start to leave. Thanks for tolerating us while we were here, daughter. Of course. And it was wonderful to see you too, Natsuki. Say hello to your father for us. I will. Say hi to your brother for me, and to Shobu too. Shobu's always asking when Auntie Natsuki will be around again. Kid's got good taste. Don't forget, we're doing the rest of club in 1 hour. Yeah, where would they go though? Meeting in Natsuki and Yuri's room. There you go. Why not your house? It's big. Yeah, because Ryan might be there. That's why. Because Ryan is living there and he doesn't know. Oh yeah. JP too tempted to make out with him. Much too distracting. Hey, get mad or something. Do some banter. Monika. Not going to dignify it with a response. Natsukin. See you guys in an hour. Natsukin is kind of a cute nickname. Don't you effing dare. Kind of sounds like someone who kins Natsuki. Don't bring that cursed shit into a group chat. And okay, Kenzo's here now? Alright. Well, it's good to know that's settled. Glad I ran into two you guys. I think that's a typo. I'm gonna make a note of that. That's a kid with Yuri, yeah. Running into you guys, it's always good to catch up. So, what else new? Nothing much. There was some drama with another friend of ours today. Oh, yeah? Yeah, me and Ayami's friend Kagami. MC's sister, if you know her. Oh, yeah, I've seen her around. Don't really know much about her, but she seems nice. Does she, though? Does she, though? What kind of interaction has Kenzo had with her? And this guy says I am a dumbass. Kenzo thinks she's nice. I mean, sure. I mean, I know we're leading into Kenzo the himbo kind of deal. Anyway, what are you going to say? She isn't nice. She's your friend. I think Kaguya's a very cool chick, and I'm glad she's my friend. But nice is not the word that most people would use. I mean, nice is relative, isn't it? People say I'm not nice, and maybe they'd be right a lot of the time. But I'm nice to the right people. Hi, Natsuki. What up, queen bitch? I thought you were the queen bitch. The queen bitch is whoever I say it is at any given time. But let's get back to the topic at hand. I only have a minute to stop in here before I've got to keep another appointment. I am very important. Natsuki nods at the guys. Kenzo? Natsuki? So, what were you saying, Ryan? MC sister being a terror again? Not exactly. Basically, she's upset because she got a bad grade and her parents found out. Oh, no. Heavens forfend. Heavens forfend? Is that a phrase she picked up from Yuri? The only time I've seen the phrase heavens forfend is that one Simpsons episode where Mr. Burns is running for governor. Maybe obscure reference. Leader is the one with the most colors? I guess that might mean Ayami in this case? I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Heavens forfend. Actually, I shouldn't be sarcastic. I'd probably have a bad time if my dad was upset with my grades. It wasn't so much the grades or even her parents that really seemed to upset her. I think it was the fact that MC did better than her, and her parents seemed to try to play favorites with them to motivate her. That's effed up. Yes, but MC stood up for her against them and told them not to pick favorites. My man, yeah, it sounds like MC. But that's actually what upset her the most, the fact that MC defended her against them. And that definitely sounds like his sister. Anyway, I have no idea what to tell her. She can be so thoughtful in some ways and be so awful in others. Plus, this all came about because she's not taking college seriously. She's so used to skating by on her intelligence that she thinks she can do it forever. I'm assuming I'm supposed to say thinks. Clearly, Ryan misspoke again. You make a note of that one too. I mean, in situations like this, I'm almost at a loss what to tell her. Because then again, hooray! Unlike Ryan, I mean, sorry. About thinking he can do something forever instead of the thing that he's maybe putting off. Anyway, I also lost what to tell her. She and I are good friends, but we have very different ways of experiencing the world. Not sure how to get across what I'm thinking in a diplomatic way. Being diplomatic. Someone needs to tell her to her face that she needs to wake up and lock the F in. But not me, because it ain't my business. That's how you deal with a lot of problems other people have, Natsuki. Isn't she right, though? I mean, I don't know this girl, but, like, if she's that way, someone should just be direct with her, yeah? It's just a question of who's gonna do it. ... Oh, hey, I gotta go. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Hi, Kenzo. My boy. Huh. His parents are not what I expected. No, but I've gotten used to seeing them all together. Kagami, How is this interaction going to go? Is Kagami about to be somewhat vulnerable, and is it Monika about to employ it in her machinations somehow? Anyway, so I don't know. It's just so irritating. Friggin' stable relationship. F. I would talk to Ayami about it, but more. But she can be so judgy. Like, right? Like Kagami isn't judgy, huh? I guess it's hard. People like you and me, we don't have a lot of peers. Yeah. Oh, is Monika falling asleep? Oh no. Is there actually a pair of ducks wearing people clothes? Not quite sure. Not quite sure what that means, but yeah. Anyway, I don't know. You're someone else who's smarter than the people she knows. What would you do? Da da da. Monika, sorry about that. Was just thinking. Oh, what was the question? You don't look too good, Monika. I'm fine, just a little behind on sleep. Oh, didn't you say she got like 2 hours of sleep the night before? And this is after a 2-week time jump where she was saying that she was getting 3 hours a night? Oh well. Nothing I haven't dealt with before. It'll be okay. Sorry, I'll be okay. Now, what was it again you were asking me? I was saying, as another person who's smarter than all her friends, what would you do if you were me? Like, I don't know how to relate to them or describe what my problem is to them. No doubt she'll catch up in time for next episode. Yeah, right. Don't know. Like, is this how? I mean, okay. I don't. We're all the heroes in our own story and all that. Is this how Kagami sees her situation? I don't know how to relate to the people who are less smart than me, so I can't talk about my problems to them. Well, that's indeed how she sees the world. Yeah. Anyway, but it's like I don't know how to relate to them or describe what my problem is to them. Well, I mean, how would you? I mean, okay. Some might say skill issue. I mean, if you have trouble describing what your problem is, then maybe it's because you don't even know what your problem is. Maybe you need to look inside yourself and figure that out. Like, I don't think Kagami's problem is so much that she doesn't know how to explain it, as I'm not convinced that she even knows what the problem is. That's why she's talking about it with Monika and capital E equal. Yeah, I get it. Anyway. How did Latehammer describe what my problem is to them? I don't really think I'm smarter than all my friends. Sure you are. I've seen what you're capable of compared to them. You're definitely smarter. No, I think not. We have different gifts is the right way to think of it, and different intelligence about different things. She's like, or alternative answer, well, no, actually, I'm smart enough to not broadcast how smart I am. Because of the machinations. Anyway. Meanwhile, Monika is like, sorry, what? I don't really care. Anyway. Different intelligence about different things. Sayuri, for instance, might strike some as less intelligent because of her mannerisms, but she has such hidden depth. Like a secret that you fool, you can't constantly brag about being better. Yeah. Yeah, I've I've heard. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't go there. I don't know. I was suddenly immediately reminded of I don't know why it came to mind. Someone compared like Donald Trump to other rich people and saying that like the general public, well, the MAGA heads, the people who obsess with him and fawn over him and think that he's the best or whatever, because they relate to him because he's a rich person who acts like someone who's like a newly rich person, even though he like he's been rich for his whole life. Like he inherited his fortune, you know. Whereas like most rich people, like they don't flaunt it. They know to keep a low profile and not draw attention to themselves, because it's it just leads to a lot of negative consequences. Not accounting for emotional intelligence. Imagine that. Yeah, I don't know. That's just something that something came to mind. It's obviously not the same thing as what's happening here, but anyway, I just wanted to comment. I can move on. My sister has less intelligence because of her manners, but she has such hidden depth. And as it turns out, she's supremely intelligent. And when it comes to understanding people, she's much smarter than I am, even if I have a broader vocabulary than her. Natsuki is impulsive and sometimes acts before she thinks, which might also cause you to think she's less intelligent. Yeah, as if Kagami isn't impulsive at all. And just, just broadcast whatever comes to her mind, whatever insults come to mind. Anyway, but when she does think, it's very clear that she's capable of much more than she typically shows. And over time, I think I've come to learn that this kind of thing is true of everybody. Everybody is smart about something. Like she might even come up with a plot one of these days. Yeah. It's just a question of what? I don't think I have the right to call myself more intelligent than other people. More knowledgeable or with more experience in some particular areas, perhaps. I noticed that she didn't mention Yuri here. Like the one that she actually thinks is intelligent, perhaps? There are occasions when Natsuki thinks, oof. Yeah. Anyway. Experience in some particular areas, perhaps. You always find the nicest ways to avoid self-bragging. Well then, as fellow person who is more knowledgeable and has more experience in some particular areas, how would you talk to, like, Ayami, for instance, about it? I don't really know Ayami. I'm not sure. ... Oh gosh, did she just fall asleep in mid-sentence? Maybe right now is not the best time? You're barely awake. I kind of empathize. I had to sleep in today myself. I'm gonna let you go. Get to bed, get some sleep. I can bug you later. Right. See ya. ... No, I need to get to the rest of Literature Club. Is she falling asleep standing up, or is it just the limitation of the sprites? Maybe they're actually sitting on a bench. Monika, secretly part horse. Anyway. Where is she? I meant to text her. She's only a couple minutes late. Give her a bit. Also, I'm shocked at how clean your guy's room is. You didn't just clean up for us, did you? It's spotless. Especially Natsuki's half. What do you mean, especially Natsuki's half? Natsuki, oh, what? Oh, what reaction to which part? Like the half horse part? I meant because she's sleeping standing up. Anyway, especially Natsuki's half. F you. I mean, it's super tidy. She has made astounding strides in tidiness since we have lived together. Yeah, because she's hiding all her stuff now, probably. Maybe they're sitting on a bench? Oh, right, a bench. Okay, I get it. Sorry, I was a bit slow about that one. Strides in tidiness since we have lived together. I guess that's to be expected. Hi, everyone. What's the shuffling of positions? That's so odd. It is so odd that you do that in this mod. Like, shuffle positions whenever, another character comes on. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Anyway. Hi, everyone. You're still wearing your uniform. Yeah, I didn't really have time to change out of it. Sorry. Anyway, let's keep going with the rest of the club, shall we? Don't want to rush, but there's still a lot I have to do after this. Is there? More machinations, perhaps? Of course. I believe we still must do emails. And also, my mod is ready for your viewing. Is that so? Like I shoved her way into the middle of the group, yeah. I also wanted to talk about other club stuff at some point. I think I have a way to maybe keep the time loop turned off without putting it on Ria. But it's complicated, and I might need your guys' help with it. But let's get going on one of those other things. You seem really tired, Monika. Maybe you should just skip the rest of club and get some sleep? Miss some of my favorite parts of the Literature Club? No way. Plus, I don't want to miss Yuri's mod. Plus, I have to have that talk with you guys. Plus, I still have a lot to do after club before I can sleep. Well, whatever order, I guess. Emails might be a good way to get back into our groove. Honestly, I'm mostly just happy that we can talk freely again. It's weird having to watch what we say around Sayuri and Yuri's parents. Not just reality stuff, but remembering that there are parents around. Yes, I'm sure it was a struggle for you to seem civilized. Oh dear. It was actually kind of weirdly nostalgic. Remind me of when Miss Ida was first coming around and we were trying not to let her in on things. When Ria joined the club and we went back again to doing a secret literature club after the official one. It was nice to have Ria around. I'm really glad she still gets to do the literature club in her own way. Yeah, plus she never really suspected us of anything or put us on edge like Miss Ida did at first. Miss Ida was really persistent about things. Yes, it is her nature. I am not surprised, knowing as much as I know about her now, that she did not stop until she learned the truth. She'll do almost anything for an answer. She sure will. But let's get back to business. What was that look for? Let's get back to business. What did we decide first? Emails? I mean, that's what I suggested, but I don't think we decided on it. Is that sort of hinting that Monika's awareness and ability to pay attention was wavering, and she just jumped in at the she just latched onto the last thing that Yuri said, like reflecting on Ida fighting about the pinned time loop. Maybe. Anyway, that's what I suggested, but I don't think we decided on it. Emails first would be fine with me. Yes, fine. Emails first then. Sorry, could you set up as for us, please? People reacted to Monika being a little abrupt and impatient. Yeah, sure. Right. There's something else I usually say now, but I forget. The email reminder. Right, yes, thanks, Natsuki. You can email me or the rest of the club at any time. We'll do our best to answer your email live here in the club. The email address is lit.club.press.monika@gmail.com. And with that, are we ready, Sayuri? Yep. Then let's begin. No sepia filter on the Natsuki and Yuri's dorm room background. Anyway, question for Yuri: why do you keep your arms behind your back all the time? Understandable question. She likes the air of dignity and gravitas it gives. You know very well that's not the reason. Oh? I mean, I was sort of under the impression that, yeah, like she keeps it behind her back, like for possibly a combination of reasons. Yes, for the gravitas, maybe she wants to have some appearance of appearing dignified, or maybe it's to save her back. Maybe she's trying to manage her posture. I don't know. Anyway, you know very well it's not the reason. Essentially, email, it's to do with posture. Aside from all the jokes that are made about my excellent posture, it really is a necessity for me to maintain good posture, or my back would start to hurt terribly. Putting arms behind you helps improve posture, so that is the reason, more or less. And whatever is not covered by the less is that she likes the air of dignity and gravitas it gives. That is perhaps 5% of the reason. Look, I'm gonna take a nap. You all can handle emails, right? I mean, that's what Sayuri suggested, but Monika didn't seem to want to. Anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, and of course, and on the flip side is Yuri's tendency to hold her hands in front of her. Partly maybe because she's self-conscious. Maybe, like generally self-conscious. Maybe I sort of wrote in Storm that like she's self-conscious about her chest and is like trying to hide them. Them referring to her chest, yes. Anyway, very next email, Monica, please read my poem and make pod where we go on a date like so much. I mean, yeah, that's how these things go, right? Anyway. I'm just now imagining such an email coming up where Monica just blows up at the person, is like, oh my gosh, get over it. Except I don't think Deb would actually write Monica having such a reaction to one of those emails and for fear of hurting their feelings. But then I'm sort of wondering, what if you made it like a fake email like that? But anyway, moving on. That is perhaps 5% of the reason. I've just gotten into your mod so far, and I'm going to say it's really cool to be able to talk to y'all. You're referring to it as a mod? Oh no, you're already breaking the kayfabe. Anyway, makes it more interactive. Sorry if my English is bad. Anyway, hope you're all doing great, and these are for all the Dokis. 1. Whose poem style do you like out of everyone? You can't choose yourself. And why? To give an example, let's just say I like Natsuki's poems the best because they're very unique in my opinion. It's true, but everyone else are also great. I just like Natsuki's style. Darn, she's sleeping. Next. Yeah. To the dot. Monika? Hmm? Why are you calling him Monika first? It's just to the whole group. Ah, apologies. This one is about whose poem styles we like the best. As I think I've mentioned before, Sayori's is my favorite style of, among my colleagues. Ah, neat. Your colleagues. It is simple but subtle and conveys a lot of meaning with few words while being intuitive. It is the very definition of effective poetry. Which is not to say that anyone else's poetry is lesser. It's just the poetry that subjectively speaks to me the most. Yuri? Other than myself, I suppose it would have to be Monika's style. Sorry, it's just I can't help thinking. Oh, why did they call on Monika first? It seems a bit arbitrary. I mean, I know it's to draw attention to the fact that she's falling asleep again, but then I thought, oh, maybe it's because we're going in order from left to right. Even though Monika was in the center a moment ago, because Dev keeps rearranging them. Anyway. I suppose it would have to be Monika's style. She often produces many haunting images, which I think about for a long time afterwards. Afterwards, I guess Yuri misspoke. I can make a note of that one too. Everyone expects Monika to manage the multiple Philip questions? Yeah, fair enough, I suppose. Has that been the pattern? Anyway, I think about for a long time afterwards. Not always. But when she chooses to, her poetry lingers in the corners of my mind for long afterward. Thus, it must be Monika for me. Natsuki looking disappointed on the side there. I like MC's poetry the best. That probably doesn't surprise anyone, but I really do. And it's not just because I love him so much, his poetry is really great. It's like, it's nostalgic for something that hasn't happened yet, sometimes. If that makes sense. Yeah, I think I get what you mean. And of course, Sayori's poetry is also my favorite. You know, Monika falling asleep over here. I've really admired it ever since I joined the literature club. When I was new, I was just kind of trying to imitate Sayori, really. I didn't have any other frame of reference for poetry. But now that I'm a little more experienced and have a style of my own, and that just makes me appreciate her poetry even more. She's a genius. How about you, Natsuki? What do you think? Well, if I'm not allowed to pick myself, then I guess, yeah, I have to go with Sayori too. Oh, wow. Sayori's the popular candidate here. My point is always lurking beneath the water with Sayori. Sometimes you have to think about it, but eventually you get it. And you're like, damn, ouch. Although I guess it's not always ouch, especially these days. But you can always hear what she's trying to say, and it always leaves an impression. So I guess it's Sayori by majority vote. Thanks, you guys. Uh-oh. Looks like the focus didn't change there. I'll make a note of that one, too. Thanks, you guys. Da da da. Let's see the next email. Was that a glance over at Monika there? So again, what is it? Next email. You mean the next page, right? Wait. Was that her misspeaking? Because it's still the same email. Oh well. 2. Can you? I don't know if that warrants a mention there, but I'm gonna make a note of it anyway. Number 2. Can you speak other language other than English? As attention, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, all of us speak Japanese. And I speak Chinese. And Monika speaks French. Other than that, I'm pretty sure that's all the language we speak. Wait, there's no English among them? Is the mod like auto-translating everything? Next part. 3. What are the weirdest emails you've gotten? Unfortunately, since some people have to be weirdos, you've ought to have received some questionable ones. Haha. Oh, hang on. Monika, wake up. I'm not asleep. We need you to help answer a question. Oh, I see. Yes, we received the occasional email that gets filtered out by me. Yeah, because canonically, Monika's the one that reads all the emails first before getting them to bring them to the club. So I was trying to skip ahead. Oh, okay. Yeah, which is other than English. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's fair. Anyway, see if the occasional email that gets filtered out by me. I think we've shown a couple of them during Natsuki and MC's Truth or Dare matches. They're a pretty good sample. They tend to fall into one of 5 categories. The first and most common are ones that are just weird and make no sense. Piss, yes, pee. Like that one, yes. Second, we get the ones that seem to be well-meaning but end up being just a bit too much past the boundary. Were there 4 pisses? I thought it was 3. Natsuki misremembering? Maybe I'm misremembering. I don't know. Anyway, well-meaning but end up being just a bit too much past the boundary. Amazing out of context line. I mean, true. It's a thought that counts with that email? Exactly. What is the thought, though? Anyway. Well-meaning but end up being a bit too much past the boundary. Past the boundary, that's one way to phrase it. With folks like that, they often don't seem to mean to go too far, but they just forgot that we like to keep some privacy, basically. The third kind is hateful stuff. We've thankfully only ever received a couple like that. The fourth kind is stuff where, again, the person is well-meaning, but they go too far talking about their own lives. Yeah, I can see that too. Guy who sent that email. Well, the thought was yeah. Anyway. They forget that maybe this email is going to be shown to the world. For emails like that, I usually gently remind them that yes, we show this to the world, and maybe email me again and dial it back a little. And then fifth is just straight up obscenity, sometimes with pictures, which again, luckily has only happened once or twice. But as for the overall weirdest one, it'd have to be the one Natsuki references. I don't think anyone's ever going to top that. 4. And lastly, have you all played Lost Ascension? If so, what do you all think of it? That's all for this email. Sorry if I ask questions that people have already asked in the past. Yeah, Lost Ascension, Oh wait, is that the name of a mod? I was about to say, like, is that a game I'm not familiar with? I think that might be referring to a mod. Yeah, it's usually a mod, yeah. Yeah, anyway. I didn't play this one. Did anyone else? I did. Though its theming was occasionally inconsistent, I enjoyed the primary premise of repeated plays of our game being harmful to us. That resonated. Although, as you can imagine, certain storylines about our world hit different for us since we inhabit that world. Yuri looks away for a moment. Yeah, you used it right. Oh, looking at her to inquire if the phrase "hit different" was suitable. This is not our usual turn of phrase. Anyway. Excellent. But yes, while I thought some parts could be improved, especially the need to create dramatic villainy for the sake of it, overall the message was a very resonant one. Glad I played it. Let's bring up the next email, perhaps. Thank you for sending this one. Do not fret too much about repetitious questioning. Though, of course, it always helps to see if someone has asked your question previously. I mean, yeah, that kind of goes for quite a number of these emailers, really. Yeah, like, I mean, some of these, they're inevitably going to ask questions that have already been asked because, well, there is a bit of a backlog. It can't be helped. I know there have been a lot of emails that have been sent in. Probably it was a W. But yeah, like there were a few emails I can think of where, like, they had definitely played past the part that the question had been answered multiple times, and they still asked the question. And it's like, like, are you paying attention to what you're reading? What? Anyway. Yeah, I think after we reach the end of season 4, I'm gonna send an email in saying, allow me to be the first person to ask what's up with DDLC Plus and how how that relates to your simulation. Anyway, it always helps to see if someone has asked your question previously. That said, we've answered a lot of emails. Yeah. Regarding the Lost Ascension, I don't know anything about Lost Ascension or what it's about. So I can't comment on it. Anyway, moving on. So it would not be audacious of you to... I see from the looks I'm getting that I have gone on too long. On to our next email. You're not going to have Natsuki yell out next? Is she not... She's actually letting decide to let Monika sleep. Anyway, all right. I'm gonna try to keep this relatively short. It won't be. Anyway, let's get into some questions. Everyone, house emoji. How's college treating you all? Hope you're all having a good time and haven't let Natsuki run too wild. Smiley face. 2, favorite Coldplay song. Honestly, hard to pick one, but I have to. If I have to, it's an adventure of a lifetime, in my opinion. This email eventually has a part for Miss Ida, it looks like. Should we call her? Yeah. Anyone else have her number? I do. Hi, Miss Ida. Hi, Sayuri. Is everything alright? Yeah, we're just answering some club emails, and some of it's for you. Oh, I see. Is Monika busy then? Yes. Well, I'll say hi anyway, just for a moment. Hi, Monika. Hi, Miss Ida. This question is for everyone. The first one is how college is treating everyone, although I guess Miss Ida gets to skip that one. College is treating me pretty well. I'm doing well in class. I get to spend a lot of time with MC, and my depression is a lot more tolerable than it used to be. Things are looking up. It's been mostly pretty fun for me. Meeting a lot of new people and learning a lot of new things, and being with Sayuri whenever I want is amazing. Being around my sister again a lot has had its ups and downs, I guess, but on the whole, it's been a pretty cool experience. I'm learning a lot too. Oh, what's that hesitation before learning? Appreciate the honesty, Emily. Anyway, the most important stuff I've learned hasn't been academic. I used to be able to manage everything pretty comfortably. There's just so much here. Even you can't manage everything, Monika. All evidence to the contrary notwithstanding. You're right. It's just a hard lesson to learn. And I still want to manage as much as I can. It's just so hard to let things go. I'm sure you'll manage. Let things go. What things... What could she be referred to? Like, there are a lot of ways to parse that. So hard to let things go. I mean... She could be referring to let things go as in... not try to control everything, and then there's let some things pass in terms of not trying to control them, or not let things go referring to connection to the player and all that, and maybe she doesn't want to let that go, and maybe she doesn't want to let her preconceived notions go about what things So which of those did you mean, Monika? Mm-hmm, yep. Yeah. Especially just getting a healthy amount of sleep, yeah. Oh, she's eager to let that one go. Anyway, I'm sure you'll manage. I'll be honest, college kicked my ass a little at first. Didn't realize how on top of your game you need to be to cut it academically here. You really have to work hard. But once I got into the swing of things, I've been doing well. Obviously, living with Yuri is like a dream come true. Overall, I really can't complain. Nor can I. I too delight in living with my beloved. And college academia has been wonderful. Truly, universe is open to you in such a situation. It is amazing to be asked to do nothing but learn and to be given such control over how, why, and what you learn. Although, as it turns out, there are slightly more aspects to college than just learning. Still struggling at times with those. But luckily, I have my friends to help me. Aw. The next part of the question asks what our favorite Coldplay song is. And see? Good question. I actually like Coldplay a lot, even though that's kind of a meme. A lot of their music is kind of the same, but I still enjoy it. I think my favorite song by them overall is Trouble off of Parachutes. Easily, my favorite song by them is The Scientist. Sorry, took a second to parse that. Like Trouble song title off of Parachutes album title. Anyway. Easily, my favorite song by them is because he still buys CDs, I guess. Anyway, easily my favorite song by them is The Scientist. I found that song very beautiful. I like Fix You. I've sung that song while crying more times than I should probably admit. See, I like Trouble by them, but only when they're plumbing to the ground without any parachutes? Sure. What's Coldplay? Yeah, right. True answer for everyone but Ida, yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't even know. Is Coldplay still doing stuff? I mean, like I'm thinking back. I recall songs from them from 20 odd years ago, but but still pretty samey. Yeah. Anyway, I sung that song while crying more times than I should probably admit. Ah, Sayo, we don't judge here. Don't really know Coldplay that well. I actually mostly know them through Ryan and his quad concerts recently, weirdly enough. Quad concerts? Okay. I guess we're referring to his performances out in the courtyard there. Anyway. I know his favorite. Anyway, my favorite is probably Politic. That had more depth than I expected. That is the kind of song that really takes you on a journey to different places, Performances in the quad rather than 4 times concerts, yeah. Quad damage. Anyway, journey to different places, I expect that in a song. Yuri, do you know Coldplay? Somewhat. I do not know their entire oeuvre, but I do have a great appreciation for the song Amsterdam. So I will go with that. Great, on to the next bit. Wait, what about Miss Ida? I had completely forgotten. Miss Ida, what's your favorite Coldplay song? I'm not sure. Uh-oh. You're missing a period there? Looks like we're missing some punctuation there. What would Yuri say? Anyway. Not a huge fan of Coldplay, to be honest. Sparks, I guess, is pretty good. That's a pretty deep cut for someone who's not a huge fan. Maybe so. I just remember hearing it a lot in the radio when that album was new. It has a nice ethereal, floaty, almost jazz feeling to it. Plus, it just resonates a lot with me recently. Right. Miss Ida is old. Young enough to chase and catch you, Natsuki. I can never be restrained. Okay, and now on to the next part. Yeah. If I was asked that question, I would probably just say Yellow. That's the only Coldplay song that comes to mind. I'm aware they've done other stuff, but that's one that got a lot of airplay back in the day. Well, back in the days when I was really into pop music, I guess, and would have heard it a lot. Anyway, moving on. The gamers, and that's an MC game controller emoji. 1. Have you guys been subject to the torture known as Rainbow Six Siege? I got very into it and I've sunk far more hours than I'd like to admit, but still, in my opinion, it's the best first-person shooter game, especially tactically. Catching that is one thing, subduing her is another. Yeah, Yuri would know. Anyway, 2. Not a question, but great taste with Crusader Kings MC. Tactical games like that are just brilliant time killers and so fun in my opinion. Yeah, once again, people writing about specific franchises. I mean, Rainbow Six Siege, I suppose, is a mainstream game at least. I'm just not familiar with it at all. Anyway, moving on. Gamer question. I never played Siege. Not really my scene. MC? Yeah, I played Siege. I really enjoyed it, and I agree that it's up there for one of the best FPS games. I love how thoughtful it is. You can't just go around roaming and blasting, and you can't just camp either. You gotta think tactically about a room, instead of being super structured in the way that, like, Counter-Strike is. Maybe that's the best way to think of it, like a halfway point between Counter-Strike or Valorant and a more mainline first-person shooter. And I guess in the end, I guess in what ended up being an MC gaming question, they said it's cool that you like tactical games like Crusader Kings. Well, actually, here we go, emailer. Ad break coming up in 4 minutes 55 seconds, FYI. I'll pause the game when it comes up. Crusader Kings is actually more of a strategic game than a tactical game, a grand strategy game, in fact. Oh, great. We're about to delineate strategy from tactics now. Tactics would be if you were laser focused on maneuver during battles and stuff, but that's mostly automated in Crusader Kings. Definitely more of a strategic game. I swear to God, MC, if you sometimes replicate Yuri's exact mannerisms about stuff, sometimes it... If you sometimes replicate Yuri's exact mannerisms about stuff, sometimes, if it falls in your interest area. Actually, the use of the word sometimes twice in the same sentence felt off there. Yeah. +1? Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna make a note of it anyway. I'll take that as a compliment. Yuri, purple heart emoji. Got anything really niche you're good at that you can share? Like something not many people know about or can do? For example, I could name any country flag you show me immediately, or at worst a few seconds of thought. Useless skill, but still I love showing it off to people, and I wish I could to you guys, but I kinda can't. Also, my favorite color is purple, which makes you very cool to me. MC equals mannerism copier. Yeah. I can pick locks, as I believe you have seen. I've taught myself to code rather well over the last few years. I know a lot about knives and their care. I know a lot about many obscure topics, really, though I know well enough not to discuss them to uninterested others at length. Yeah. And I'm an indifferently good poet, although I suppose you already knew that. Hopefully that gives you enough to satisfy your curiosity. And I am glad you like purple. It is a most excellent hue. Let's see the next question. Ad break in 2 minutes 48 seconds. Sairi, cookie emoji, the bun. Now I know you love your sweets, so have you ever tried fairy bread? Now this is an Australian staple, I'm Australian, and the most elite birthday party snack to ever exist. Very simple to make if you have not had it. Grab a piece of bread, butter it nicely, then sprinkle hundreds and thousands all over it. Now I'm unsure if hundreds and thousands are common worldwide, but basically they're little circular sprinkles that taste amazing. Okay. You could use like normal sprinkles, but they just taste worse anyway. I suggest having this. You'll love it. It's pure sugar. Okay. I guess hundreds and thousands is a brand name then. I was momentarily like hundreds and thousands of what? Like did he say what earlier? And I anyway. Moving on. No, I never heard of fairy bread. I'm not sure I get it actually. Here's a picture. Da-da-da. Oh, yes, I would like that. I would like that a lot, probably. Look at her face. Isn't it a bit much? It's sugar on top of butter on top of bread. I guess it's only slightly worse than bread with butter and jam, but still. It seems excessive. There's no such thing as excessive when it comes to deliciousness, Monika. I suppose there's some merit to that statement. I would say there is excessive when it comes to calories, sugars, and saturated fats and oils, but those seem to have no effect on you as yet. Except maybe in turquoise? Hundreds and thousands of sprinkles, basically. Yeah. Or well, in Turquoise Sayuri's perception of herself, anyway. I should say, not that she's like actually fat in Turquoise. Anyway, yeah. So I've got to eat as much as possible now while I still can. Not sure I agree, but it's hard to argue against your logic. Let's see the next part. There's another 53 seconds to ad break. Okay. Miss Ida. Test tube emoji. Now, I don't know if you'll even be here for emails anymore, but hopefully you are. Anyway, I'm going into your into year 12, what you'd call the senior year, and I'm doing chemistry, which will be just great. So chemistry question 1, what's your favorite pH indicator? Very random, I know, but I couldn't think of much. Bromothymol blue for me because the name sounds nice. 2, how's Ria been? Hopefully the literature club is still running smoothly and she's doing a good job. A question for you, Miss Ida. Or rather 2. The writer says they are a year 12 student and are in the midst of chemistry. Ads. Yeah, it's coming up in 12 seconds. I'm gonna take a break now. I actually wanted to grab a quick snack, so having a few extra seconds to snack suits me well. I will be right back. And I'm back again. Yeah, I said I was getting a snack. I actually got a bit of borscht. I made some borscht for myself the other day. This is me finishing it off here. It looks weird because it's red, but it's actually surprisingly tasty. It came out pretty good. I wouldn't have minded if there was some more water in it because it was supposed to be like a soup. But yeah. I'm half Ukrainian, so it's I picked up. I adapted a recipe from my mom, which was adapted from a recipe from her mom, and yeah, welcome back. Thank you. Anyway, moving right along. Ah, wonderful. Their first question is what your favorite pH indicator is. Their favorite is bromothymol blue. The blue references keep coming. Anyway. Bromothymol. Yeah. Huh? That compound. She heard the. She heard the letter E being pronounced over the phone, I guess. Anyway, that compound is bromothymol mol, not mel. It's related to thymol blue, another pH indicator. I see. To answer the question, I actually tend to prefer universal indicators. Those are made up of several different compounds, but they can cope with the entirety of the scale. It's the kind I most commonly use in class, unless I'm having the students run a particular experiment. And universal indicators are also my favorite due to their comprehensiveness. Excuse me. There's a certain wonder in being able to test anything with one indicator, you know? But if you force me to pick one compound, I like neutral red. It feels the most true. If it indicates basicity, you have a base. If it indicates acidity, you have an acid. Very common sense. What's the next question? How's Ria been, and is the literature club running smoothly? Is she doing a good job? Ria's been well. I'm less worried for her than I used to be, since Monika promised to find a solution to keeping the time loop on her. I do have one idea for that, but we can talk about it at the end of the club. Alright. The club is running very well. Administratively, Ria isn't Monika, of course. She needs help occasionally with that side of things. But the club is very lively. There are a lot more people, and there's a lot to manage. But Ria really shines with people now. Everyone loves her. That is easy to imagine. Good for her. I remember when she would quake in her shoes just trying to talk to me. Me too. She's grown a lot. Of course, it's a lot more work for me these days. But I'm still managing a decent work-life balance. Gotta get in that life of yours, watching TV at home while drinking beer. Yuri, how much time has Natsuki spent in front of a screen the last 24 hours? Uh-oh. Certainly at least 14 of the 24. Oof. So Miss Ida knows immediately how to get her back where it hurts, I guess. That's different. So anyway, how are things with Kaji, Tilda? Tilda? Me and Kaji are kind of on indefinite hiatus. This work thing might become permanent, so... Oh, sorry. Don't be. We'll still see each other when we can. Plus, I'm still doing okay romantically. Oh? Trying to keep it more local, haha. Sorry, I'm just considering her phrasing. Still see each other when we can. I don't know. Like, I was momentarily, when she said still doing okay romantically, does that mean she's seeing somebody else, or... Anyway, no, I think maybe still seeing it, but just more occasionally. We see increasingly not pulling her punches, trying back, not seeing, yeah. Anyway, more local, haha. Well, good. Wish you the best of luck, Teach. Thanks, I'll do my best. Da-da-da. On to the last part of this email. Was the Cyrie's ... Was she like quietly nudging Monika, perhaps? Anyway, Moni, heart emoji. Sorry, Moni, but I really can't think of a question right now, so I'll just ask for your top 3 Radiohead songs. pretty sure she's given that before. I know you talk about them a lot, but I don't think you've listed your favorite songs yet. I'm also a big Radiohead fan, and my favorites would be 1, No Surprises, 2, Karma Police, 3, Creep. Anyway, love you, Monika. Hope everything's going well. Also, I admire your sobriety. Although everyone loves drinking down here, it's kind of built into our culture, and Miss Ida would love it. So I cannot follow suit, even though it would be good for me. It also really helps me be social more and lessens my anxiety. I guess it'd probably be the same with Yuri. Anyway, that's all for now. I'm sorry I just harp on once I start writing. It's a bad habit. Hope all is well. Stay safe and, of course, have fun. I mean, you're in college, best years of your life or whatever. I'll probably write again once season 4 kicks off. Okay, that tells you how far back the backlog is. Once season 4 kicks off. So this email is from like a year ago, basically. Well, several months anyway. Anyway, try to keep it shorter, though don't worry, love you all, heart emoji, but especially Monty. Sorry, I know you don't like favorites, haha. Love from Australia, Adam. I mean, not necessarily doing these in chronological order, I'm sure. I do sort of wonder what the decision-making process is for deciding what order to do them in, but anyway. My favorite Radiohead songs. My favorite is Climbing Up the Walls, as I think I said before, is horrifying and incredibly beautiful at the same time. I can think of nothing else like that in the world of music. My second favorite is Where I End and You Begin. You can see why it resonates with me a bit. My third favorite is Dex Dark. It's just a masterwork by geniuses that have been learning and growing for their whole decades-long career. Very impressive. Don't worry about not being an abstainer. I may be sober, but I certainly don't judge people who drink. Mostly it's just my own fear that keeps me from drinking. I don't think other people are wrong to, nor do I even think it's necessarily unhealthy so long as you're not an alcoholic. It seems in moderation to help people be social and even be good for them overall. Thank you so much for writing, Adam. Wish you well and love you back. Let's see the next email. Hi, Monika and MC, and hello to everyone else too. I hope I find you all well. Smiley face, you're all super awesome. That's it, just a praise email. Great. I wish I had something worthwhile to say / ask so I could show up and point at myself when the episode comes out. But alas, after 3 seasons, I think everybody's asked just about everything. By the way, may I have a link to the Discord server, please? Shiny sun emoji. Monika should be on screen during this, damn. Oh wait, really? I mean, she was absent for a long time. Like she was absent through the whole exchange with between Monika and Miss Ida as well. I sort of assumed it was deliberate. But yeah, it would make sense if she was on screen at this point, particularly since we moved on from the Miss Ida question. But yeah, she's off screen. The screen's been blank for a while. Anyway. Did you already give Shiny their Discord invitation? I did. Nice of them to just say we're awesome. I appreciate the brevity and the truth. You're awesome, Shiny. Thank you for your praise. It's appreciated. Thank you, Shiny. Let's keep going. Question for all y'all. Have y'all taken the Myers-Briggs personality test? If so, what's y'all's personalities? Love y'all. Cole. Yeah, that's intuitive. Wait, INFJ and sorry, introvert, intuitive, feeler, judger for myself. This question's come up a few times, I believe. It's the old show Monika turn instead of show Monika forward. Yeah. Anyway. Myers-Briggs again. I'll handle this one. I remember from last time. Sure? Yes, we've all taken the test. Though Monika would be disappointed if I did not relay her skepticism about its validity. Thank you. Of course. We actually answered an email regarding this a while ago. But I remember what we all got. Natsuki is ENFP. So extrovert, intuitive, feeler, perceiver. The champion. I am ISFP. That's introvert sensor feeler perceiver. The composer. Sayuri is ESFP. That'd be extrovert sensor feeler perceiver. The performer. MC is ISTP. The crafter. Introvert sensor thinker perceiver. Monika is INTJ. The mastermind. Heh. Introvert. Monika introvert? That's interesting. Introvert, just intuitive thinker judger. On brand. Indeed. And Mazida somehow did not get the teacher archetype and instead got ESTJ, the supervisor. That's extrovert sensor thinker judger. Impressive memory, Yuri. Thank you. Were there any more emails, or is that it for today? One more. MC and Natsuki, have either of you guys or anyone else in the club played Clair Obscur? And if so, what did you think on my day? So, talking about when the emails come from, I mean, Clair Obscur, that came out fairly recently, didn't it? Like, when did that come out? Now I'm curious. I'm just, hopefully this doesn't crash the stream if I try to do a search. April 24th, 2025? Okay, so a little less than a year ago. So yeah, like relatively recent email. About 10 months ago, yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, because a couple of those emails indicated that season 4 of Club Bees hadn't come out yet, so... Like, I guess Club season 4 started in September of last year, so yeah, we're like, this is me counting the rings, figuring out where we are in the timeline of the backlog of emails. Anyway, here we go. This game, I beat it at MC and Natsuki's urging. I was indifferent to the gameplay, but I love the music and story, the music especially. Is Monika supposed to be on screen here? I'm glad I played it. MC and Natsuki really hounded me about playing it. We did. We're really glad you played it. It's such a you game. Yeah, the game is kind of a Monika direct hit. Real ones know. Anyway, I played it too, and I really enjoyed it. The game was really beautiful. It had one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard in a video game. Truly amazing. And the story, just wow. Instantly in the conversation for the best video game story of all time. Yeah, I know. Excuse me. I know Dev is quite fond of Clair Obscur and has talked about it at length in the Discord server. It's a game that I definitely have to get to at some point. And I know it got a whole bunch of rewards or something, so I know it's well liked. So I don't know what it's about, but deliberately trying to avoid spoilers and stuff. But it's definitely something I'll have to pick up at some point. Yes, Literature Club, you're so right. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, and it's in the conversation for best video game story of all time. There is a weak point. It's the combat and gameplay, but it's certainly not bad. It's a lot of fun, actually. It's just nothing really crazy, innovative, or original. Just menu combat with quick time events for dodging and parrying. I actually really like the combat. But then I'm a bigger JRPG fan than MC is. I really liked experimenting with the characters and finding good builds for them. And yeah, everything MC said about the soundtrack and the art, especially the story, is true. There's a good reason we kept old non-gamer Monika. We kept telling old non-gamer Monika she had to play it. You all out there should play it too. Seriously, at least watch a playthrough or something. I'm sure everyone in the world that produced the game can manage their own taste, Natsuki. Yeah, fair. Oh, hey, there was I think she didn't defocus when Monika spoke there. Make note of that time as well. All right. Before we let Missy go, there's one thing I wanted to talk about. Can you fix that for this one? Yeah, cool. It has to do with the time loop situation. The time loop is turned on for Ria and only Ria right now. but we need to find some other solution. Unfortunately, I don't think completely disabling the time loop is an option. The game depends on it to run. One option, of course, would be to turn it on again for everyone and put it back the way it was, but I'm not sure that's a good idea, at least for now. Maybe in the future we can do it to prevent ourselves from aging if we want to. But for now, the consensus seems to be that we'd prefer continuing to progress in life after so much time spent static. So, the other options are to just try turning it on at critical moments for her, like her birthday. I noticed that nobody's chiming in, by the way. Like, I made the comment before that it's weird that Monika was the one spearheading the drive to break the time loop in the first place, and yet there was a comment in the email from her that she was doing it for her friends' benefits, but everyone else seemed indifferent. And here she is, just like talking for everyone again. But anyway, moving on. Other options are to just try turning it on at critical moments for her, like her birthday. But I think long term that would do strange things to her aging wise, so it's not a great permanent solution. So I have another potential solution. Like I said, this game running depends on the time loop existing in some format, but I do not know that it depends on the time loop existing for a person. So we tie the time loop to any random object. this ageless rock. Anyway. Well, I think it has to be some kind of game asset, actually. Ah, that makes sense. I think it would be most stable if it were a base game asset. So yeah, she's true calling. There you go. Then it raises questions like, if Ria did have that accident where she like broke Sayashi's foot off, will that break the game then? If the one thing the time loop is based on is still I don't know. Anyway, I think it would be most stable if it were a base game asset, and I don't want it to be anyone's houses. So I think the club room itself is the safest bet. What if it doesn't work though? Could it be dangerous? Well, there's always the recovery protocol I have set up if things go really badly. But I'm hopeful that if it doesn't work, we'll just get an error or a minor glitch or some such. When I say that, for the game to run, there has to be the time loop. I don't mean that if you get rid of the time loop, the game will come crashing down. It's more like if it would never run at all. It's impossible to get rid of the time loop while the game is running. Okay. You're just making up some lore here, I guess. Or establishing lore? I don't know. Anyway. It's basically a law of nature for a game. If the actual game is running, the time loop is on. So I think it's worth a try. Well, okay then. Sounds like a good idea. Yuri, you know the most about the code stuff other than Monika. What do you think? Monika's idea makes a lot of sense. Frankly, I too have no idea if it will actually work. But I agree that it is essentially safe to try and worth an experiment. Yeah, how would you experiment with that, though? Like what? Anyway, we're 2 episodes away from the end of the season, assuming we carry on with the tradition of having 12 episodes per season. So, yeah, I wonder. I mean, I don't think it says that Dev couldn't break with tradition and have 13 episodes and have some kind of fake out or something. Or even 11 episodes and have a similar fake out. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Sounds like we have an agreement then, depending on what Miss Ida and Natsuki think. Whatever lets Ria lead a normal life, I'll support Monika in doing. Man, I hate all the game stuff. Honestly, it sounds kind of spooky, but do what you need to do. I'm not going to stand in the way of it. Especially if it helps poor old Ria, she deserves good things. So be it then. The only hitch is I need to actually be in the club room to set it up. Miss Ida, is there a convenient time you could let us into the school after hours to do some work? Really, just me and Yuri would need to be there. I could also do it alone, but it would be nice to have Yuri there, just in case. I suppose I could let you in after hours, but why do that? Do you need to make a lot of obvious noise and fuss to do this? No, not really. It's just console commands. Why? Well then, why don't you come to the school next week and do your meeting here with the high school literature club? Ooh, interesting. Sairi looks pleased with that idea. Just have one big group literature club meeting. It says next week, but isn't it supposed to be like every 2 weeks or something? Wait, I mean, I don't know. I guess episodes are being released every 2 weeks, but that doesn't necessarily mean the 2 weeks are passing in universe game time. I don't know. I've lost track if it's what. Trish should say. Should I say time to keep it vacant? Yeah, fair enough. Hey, with babies no way, yeah. Anyway, I'm sure they'd all be delighted to see their favorite albums again, especially Ria. Seems like it's a little crowded in there these days. A little, but there's still plenty of room for everyone with you there. With room left over for Monika and Yuri to do what they need to do. Are they proposing to do it in the corner while everyone is doing their thing? Or they I mean, they still have to do emails, right? So presumably they would like be staying after club to do that, unless they're also planning to adjourn early and go somewhere else, like Yuri and Natsuki's room. Anyway, the room left over for Monika and Yuri to do what they need to do. Are you guys still sharing poems over there? We sure are. Ria insisted we keep doing it. Although we don't necessarily share with everybody these days, or it would take all our club time. We do post everyone's poems online on the club's website, though. Like Sairi's expression there. The club has a website now? That's awesome! Sounds like we're taking a trip to the old literature club next meeting, then. Do you guys have a poem theme set up for next week by chance? We do. It was going to be poems about our favorite beverages. And that's probably a little safer for us to write our poems about compared to poems about time, which is what we were going to do. We can save the time poems for the meeting after that, I suppose. Well, I have written one poem about tea already, but I do not mind writing another. Double checking to make sure the Z orders are in order. Alright then, beverage poems it is. And poems about time for the time after that. Make sure I remember. Thanks for joining us, Miss Ida. Thanks for calling. It's always nice to check in with you guys. Looking forward to having you over next time. Sita hangs up. Alright, and that leads us into Yuri's mod. I'm told it's a pretty interesting one. Yeah, what did Yuri say about it before? I'm trying to remember, like, there was the foreshadowing episode a few episodes back where they gave hints about what was coming in their mods. I've already forgotten what Yuri indicated about hers. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, moving on. For me, perhaps. I'm unsure how the rest of you will receive it. Couldn't be as niche as the punctuation mod. It is perhaps not quite that inaccessible to an audience. Inaccessible? Punctuating with Yuri was the best one, though. Anyway. Monika, will you be alright while this runs? It's not the longest mod, but if you need to rest... I'll be fine, Yuri. You guys are making a mountain out of a molehill with this, so let's see your mod. As usual, don't forget that we can't talk while the mod runs, or it'll confuse the game. Here we go. Club mods by Yuri, the closet of manga. That's already cute. It's playing the horror music. Oh no, it stopped. Monika, shelves, Monika. Hey, Monika, hey, Monika, Monika, Monika. The thousand injuries of Natsuki I had borne as best I could. What the F, Monika? Are you effing deaf? When she ventured upon insult, I vowed revenge. Just a moment, Natsuki, just a moment. You who so well know the nature of my soul will not suppose, however, that I gave utterance to a threat. Is this Yuri imagining Monika's internal monologue? Who is she addressing when she says you? Like, who so know the nature of my soul will not suppose, however, that I gave utterance to a threat. Is this Monika's internal monologue addressing Dotsky, or is she being you, the viewer? I don't know. I'm gonna move on. At length I would be avenged. This was a point definitively settled. But the very definitiveness with which it was resolved precluded the idea of risk. I must not only punish, but punish with impunity. A wrong is unredressed when retribution overtakes its redresser. It is equally unredressed when the avenger fails to make herself felt as such to the one who has done the wrong. It must be understood that by neither word nor deed had I given Natsuki cause to doubt my goodwill. Yeah, what did Yuri... I'm trying to... Did Yuri... I remember there being some point of contention, like Yuri had to ask Monika's permission to make the mod or something. Anyway. It must be understood that by neither word nor deed had I given Natsuki cause to doubt my goodwill. I continued, as was my wont, to smile in her face, and she did not perceive that my smile now was at the thought of her immolation. Immolation? What, gonna burn her to death? She had a weakness, this Natsuki, although in other regards she was a woman to be respected and even feared. She prided herself on her connoisseurship in manga. Few otaku have the true virtuoso spirit. For the most part, their enthusiasm is adopted to suit the time and opportunity to win internet arguments and seem trendy. I put a comma after part. Anyway. In figurines and gacha, Natsuki, like her fellow nerds, was a quack. But in the matter of manga, she was sincere. Was a quack. That's a heck of a term. I hear quack. I think of it's a term for like a fake doctor. But anyway. Festival? Okay. It was about dusk one evening during the festival that I encountered my friend. Monika, what is up, my girl? She accosted me with much warmth, for she was overdosed on sugar. I said to her, Natsuki, how wonderful to meet you here. Your yukata looks great. Or yukata? Yukata looks great. Funny I should run into you, actually. I found a manga collection in a storage area of the school called Parfait Girls 2, though I have my doubts about it. She tried to bait her with a fake Parfait Girls sequel. What? Parfait Girls 2? That was started but never finished. No actual drafts or publications got out. Impossible. Well, I'm not sure. I brought it to the club closet without consulting you first. Parfait Girls 2, bro. I have my doubts. Parfait Girls 2. I'm hoping to figure it out. Parfait Girls 2. Yeah. Parfait woman. Yeah. Well, you seem busy. I was actually looking for MC over here. If anyone can tell if a manga is genuine, I suppose it'd be him. She's totally baiting Natsuki now. He'll let me know if... Are you effing kidding me? If he doesn't know a volume of One Piece from a hole in the ground. And yet, so many of our viewers think he's just as legitimate a manga nerd as you are. Come on, let's go. Where? To the club closet. Natsuki, no. It's very kind of you, but I can see you're busy doing festival stuff. MC can't... That festival's not important. Come on. Okay, no, even besides the festival, it's freezing and it's a long walk back to the club room. Plus, there's still that mold the school hasn't cleaned up yet. Where's Monika going with this? I mean, I know she's baiting Natsuki and trying to trying to be difficult for... Anyway, I'm going to move on. That mold in the school that hasn't cleaned up yet, especially at night when it's dark, it's dangerous to blunder around in there. Okay, but, like, we're going, I deal with it. Who gives a F if it's cold? Parfait Girls 2. Ain't no effing way. Somebody is running a serious scam. And no way could MC tell the difference. I also can't believe you even propose that as an option. Come on. Thus speaking, Natsuki possessed herself of my arm. Possessed herself of my arm. Like a Yuri's writing. Anyway. Pulling my yukata tight around me in the cold, I suffered her to carry me to the club room. I mean, I'm presuming Natsuki's dragging Monika there because, I don't know, she needs the key to get in or something. I just noticed there's a cross in the middle of the screen there. Is that some kind of watermark or something? How strange. Anyway. The lights were out. I had sabotaged them 2 days earlier and put in a maintenance request to have them fixed that same day. Monika's always getting her arm raised? Yeah. It's, Not sure why it's there, but it's annoying? Yeah. Anyway, I knew for a fact that this would result in the lights being fixed no earlier than 1 or 2 weeks later. Huh? What the F? Lights aren't working. Yeah, remember when they stopped the day before yesterday? No, I don't pay attention to that shit. We're always here during the day anyway. Ah, of course. So we took our cell phones from our pockets and turned on their flashlights. I wound Natsuki through the desks at the front. Be careful, watch your step in here. In the dark, Natsuki's footing was unsteady and the darkness made her uneasy. The manga? It's pretty deep in the closet and I put it high up so no one would mess with it. Just be careful near the walls there. In the dark, you can't see the long underscore. At that point, my friend must have traced her hand over one of the patches of mold that the school had allowed to grow on the wall. Shit, I think yeah, I definitely put my hand in something. It's Evan. My poor friend found it impossible to speak for some time. Eventually, she managed to say, It's nothing. Natsuki, I said with some authority, let's go back. It can wait. I don't want you to get sick. Even besides that, if you did get sick, it'd be my fault. Besides, there's MC and he can... That's enough. She continually, try to bait her by bringing MC's name up. Anyway, it's just a cough. Cough isn't going to kill me. True. It's just, you can't be too careful, you know. Try to avoid putting your hand on the wall so that at least shining a light on it first. Yeah. So speaking, we reached the back of the room. Where is this going? At the end of the literature club room, there is a broad and deep closet. Its shelves had been lined with books, paperwork, and other forgotten detritus of the school. Natsuki was in the habit of keeping her manga there. Only the rear wall had been shelved. The side walls were present but thin and remained empty. Vainly, Natsuki uplifted her cell phone light and tried to look into the closet, but its beam did not enable reading of the surface of the various books without a close inspection. Go on in, I said. The ostensible Parfait Girls 2 is right in here. But as for MC wouldn't know what he's talking about. So she interrupted as she stepped unsteadily forward. I followed immediately at her heels. In a flash, she had reached the shelving. She was completely absorbed in scanning the titles of the various books there, not even thinking to ask me which it might be. Asking which it might be? So absorbed was she that she did not notice that 2 iron fetters were bolted to each side wall. What? From one of them trailed a chain of carefully measured length, and from the other, a padlock. So in only a moment I had chained her into the closet. Okay, so this is, okay. That story about, trapping a rival in the what is that? Which story was that? The one about sealing someone inside a wall. MC manga coaster, yeah. Cask of Amontillado, thank you. Yeah, there was a reference to it before, so yeah. Anyway, so now you really will be in our walls, Natsuki. Yeah. Anyway, in only a moment I had chained her into the closet. I wrapped the links around her frail waist, and it was the work of only a couple seconds to secure it. She was too astounded to resist, even dropping her phone. Withdrawing the key, I stepped back from the closet. If you pass your hand along the wall in here, I think you'll find the mold problem is even worse in the closet. We really ought to just go. No? Then I'm going to leave you to it. Although first I should probably make sure you're okay, Tilda. Should there be like a period or something there? Or maybe the tilde is sufficient punctuation, I don't know. The manga. True, I said. The manga. As I spoke these words, I extinguished the light of both cell phones and walked to the desk at the front of the class. But you won't be able to read the manga without the light. I mean, until the next day, I suppose. Tilde as terminal punctuation is true VN style? Yeah, fair. Anyway. Sorry, as I spoke these words, I extinguished the light of both cell phones and walked to the desk at the front of the class. I found my way in spite of the now pitch darkness of the room. Under it was hidden a quantity of mortar and brick I had hidden there, as well as some tools. Yeah, she really has got a sealer in there, I guess. Using these materials, I began vigorously to wall up the entrance to the closet. I had scarcely laid the first tier of the masonry when I discovered that Natsuki's shock and sugar rush had in a great measure worn off. F and F, goddammit, what the F? She continued on in that vein for some time, but I paid little heed, returning to my bricks and mortar. As soon as I did, though, I heard the furious vibrations of the chain. The noise lasted for several minutes. During that time, that I might listen with more satisfaction, I ceased my labor and sat down in one of the school chairs. Okay, so this, like, is it a gay thing? Poor Natsuki. So disappointed. Anyway, moving on. There's a sat down one of the school chairs. When at length the clanking subsided, I retrieved my materials. I worked for some time without any interruption. Here's the wall. Anyway, the wall was now nearly level with my chest. it's level with Natsuki's eyes. At this point, I paused and again activated my cell phone light. Holding it over my masonry, I used it to look on the small figures still chained therein. Ah! Ah! The succession of loud and shrill screams bursting suddenly from Natsuki's throat caused me to retreat backward a few steps. Ah! For a brief moment I hesitated, I trembled. Delete YN? I opened the console out of fear. I didn't see it. Is she contemplating deleting Natsuki, or I didn't see what it said there. Went by too quickly. Anyway. Opened the console out of fear. Yeah, incidentally, when playing Darkest Dungeon, I have my webcam in the upper left corner, but I moved it down to the side here specifically so that the console would be visible, and not to the upper right corner because I want the emails to be visible. I moved the chat to the upper left corner, the chat overlay to the upper left corner, so it wouldn't overlap the emails either. Anyway, moving on. Opened the console out of fear, but thinking for a moment reassured me. I glanced at the shackles, which had not moved in the slightest from the solid wall. I felt satisfied. No, cancelled. Ah! I re-approached the closet. Ah! Ah! I replied to the yells of her who clamored. Ah! 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 I re-echoed, I aided, I surpassed them in volume and strength. I did this and the clamor grew still. It was now midnight and my task was drawing to a close. I had completed all the tiers of brickwork but one. I had almost finished that one as well. There was only a single brick left to be fitted and plastered in. It was challenging to lift it up so high. I started to place it partially in its position, but... Ha 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 ha, okay, ha ha. There came from the closet a low laugh that made the hairs on the back of my neck stand on end. It was succeeded by a sad voice, which I had difficulty in recognizing as that of my friend Natsuki. I would have put a comment after friend. Oh well. She said, "Ha ha, totally, you totally got me. That was a classic prank. Epic even. We're gonna look back on this and laugh the next time the Literature Club meets. While you read Parfait Girls 2? Haha, yes, exactly, Parfait Girls 2. But isn't it getting kind of late? Back at the festival, won't Sairi and MC and Yuri be waiting for us? Let's get going." "Yes," I said. "Let's get going." "For F's sake, Monika." "Yes, for F's sake." But to these words I listened in vain for a reply. I grew impatient. I called aloud, "Natsuki?" No answer. I called again, "Natsuki?" No answer still. I took out Natsuki's own cell phone, which I had kept with me. I turned on its flashlight. So she's in pitch blackness in there. And this time, even when it reaches daylight, presumably the daylight won't reach the closet because it's bricked up. Yeah, different games are such a pain. I mean, anyway, moving on. Oh, for plays with a vocab, yeah. Yeah, it's always a question that's up in the air every time I come to a new game and I'm streaming it and trying to decide webcam where. Some games there just is no ideal place for it. Anyway, I turned on its flashlight. I thrust it through the remaining hole in the brick wall and let it fall within. There came in return only a slight rattle of the chains. My heart grew sick, no doubt from the darkness and the moldy air. So I hastened to make an end of my labor. I forced the last stone into position and plastered it up. Click the brick to finish Monika's work? It wants input from us here? What if I don't click it? It clicks elsewhere. Click the brick to finish Monika's work? I forced the last stone into position and plastered it up. Okay. Okay, fine, I'll click it. The wall was finished. Hide under the brick wall, Natsuki.chr hidden. Brick wall non-interactable. Mute Natsuki muted. I made sure that no one would find her. And for whole school years, no mortal has noticed anything wrong with the closet. In pace requisat. Yeesh. Well, that was rather grim. This is Yuri writing a story about her girlfriend being bricked up in the manga closet and trapped for eternity. Yuri bland smile. Yeah. Alright then. That sure was a mod. It was definitely one of the mods of all time. As they say. Anyway. Feels weird to say, but you know, it wasn't bad for a mod where I die horribly, to be honest. I am kind of a pain in the ass sometimes. Be kind to yourself, beloved. I'm just joshin'. It's a good mod. Even if you locked me in a closet to die. The technical term is immurement. Yeah. Not immolation, I guess. Like I was having the nicest dream. Yeah. Immurement. Is that... It's really a term for... It's like that. There was that Tumblr post I saw that what's up with the English language? We have a word, the word defenestration for throwing someone out a window, but we don't have a word for the day after tomorrow. Because it's a wall for, or a word for breaking someone up behind a wall or something. I don't know. Anyway, technical term is immurement. Thanks. Definitely need to use that word all the time. Well, I suppose Monika probably got some catharsis out of seeing her fictional self murder me. What did you think, Monika? Monika? Monika, for F's sake, wake up. Oh, I'm sorry. Guess I really am a little more tired than I thought. I was asking you what you thought of Yuri's mod. However much of it you actually saw. I thought it was a surprisingly faithful adaptation, and I was amused at how it changed the character of Fortunato to you in small ways. It reminded me a lot of Yuri's first mod that she did. First mod, oh yeah, did the Lovecraft one. Only it was, or was it Poe? Okay. Poe Lovecraft. Anyway, only it was Poe instead of Lovecraft. I remember reading the story this is based on. I always thought it was kind of sad. And mean. It doesn't seem fair to wall someone up because they insulted you. I guess things were different in the 19th century. Still had, like, honor duels and stuff. And the adaptation, I guess Natsuki finally poked the bear one too many times. Yeah, that part honestly did spook me a little. So good job, Yuri, if you were trying to spook us. I thought it was just too real, and one day Monika would just get sick of shit and kill me. Yeah. Monica's looking distressed by this comment, but I mean, we've kind of already harped on this notion that this is like a real worry that Natsuki has. Anyway, Natsuki, listen. I know you might be joking, but I'd never do anything like that to you again. You don't need to be afraid of that. I mean, you say that, but... Anyway, I know you wouldn't. Doesn't stop me from being afraid, though. People are afraid of irrational stuff all the time. So, yeah, I get a shiver from it. Sorry. I know you probably don't feel like it, but at this point, seriously, it's not your fault anymore. Yeah, probably wouldn't do it in this specific way anyway, yeah. Monika, who is the type to do a bunch of masonry? I know, right? Not your fault anymore. Anyway, a horrifying and unsettling mod, Yuri. Very cool. Thank you. Well, I need to go and do some things, and then rest. Did I already assign a poem topic? 2, actually. Originally about time, but then the high school club is doing beverages, and we're going there next week. So I changed it to beverage poems next time, and time poems and being after that. Yeah, the fact that Monika need to be reminded of that is probably not the best sign here. Anyway, right, I remember now. Well, I'll be heading out now. Sorry for being so out of it. I'll see some of you at fencing. Wait, they're still doing the fencing club today? Yeesh. She really was pretty out of it. Well, you two are welcome to stay in our humble chateau as long as you want. I'm actually getting kind of tired myself. I think I'll head back and maybe talk with Ayami a little bit before I go to sleep. I'll walk you home before I head to fencing. Okay. Try to keep an eye on Monika while you're there. I will. I think I'll take a shower before I head to bed. Uh-oh. I think Yuri failed to defocus there. I'm gonna make a note of that one as well. Which reminds me, I forgot to review my notes from the last week's episode. Oh well. Anyways, I think I will also take a shower completely unrelatedly and then go to fencing. It's implying that she's going to join her in the shower, perhaps. Also interesting, Yuri confirmed evening shower. That's a topic of conversation that came up once during one of Coder's streams not too long ago. I used to like shower in the morning before going out, but since the pandemic started, I've turned into an evening showerer. I don't know, call it paranoia or you know, results of anxiety or whatever about like I just feel like I need to you know, clean myself after being out in the world where you know, people might cough on me or whatever or other, you know, any sources of, I don't know, uncleanliness, I guess. I don't know, like the pandemic really did set off some neuroses in me, I think. But yeah, After like these days, after if I've been out, I feel like I have to shower before I go to bed at least. Anyway, moving on. Completely unrelatedly, and then go to fencing. He. Syrie blushing too. Like MC, the last one, the only one in the room not blushing at that point. Anyway, okay, everyone, great practice. Our tournament against KCU is coming up soon. Sorry, what was I talking about? The upcoming big tournament? Right. The vice president is still negotiating with them about the exact time, but we've confirmed that they are going to host it. The vice president, meaning Natsuki, right? It is all part of the vice president's extremely cunning negotiation strategy. No doubt. So we'll have to take a short trip over to their college. I can provide rides for a few of us, but if any upperclassmen have a car, please let Natsuki know that, and she'll handle the logistics. If we run out of seats in cars, we can always take the train. Their campus isn't far from the line. Now, on to the last announcement. Most of us don't really have experience with how fencing tournaments are run. In fact, I'm pretty sure none of us do other than me and Mariko. So we're going to have a little intramural tournament among ourselves. Mariko, there's that name again. Mariko is the name that the mysterious drunk student mentioned, who showed up at Monika's house in the previous episode. So yeah, you know, clearly this ties somehow into Monika's machinations. Perhaps that she arranged to have Mariko in the fencing club. Maybe, I don't know, keep a closer eye on them or something. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Oh yeah, also there's an ad break coming up in 3 minutes 30 seconds, FYI. I'll pause when the ads come on and eat more delicious borscht. Anyway, we're going to have a little intramural tournament among ourselves. I'll be the referee, since it wouldn't really be fair for me as essentially the coach to compete. I've also got a little trophy to award to the winner. So get in as much practice as you can, especially with live bouts, and work on your footwork. Alright, time for notes and homework, something to work on for next time. Please don't leave until I come to you. That trophy is mine, MC. I mean, don't you have to win the tournament first? You are such a cold fish sometimes. I am saying that I'm going to win the tournament. I knew that's what you were saying, and I was saying you're not going to win the tournament because I am going to win the tournament. Oh, look at the confidence in MC here. the certainty of his victory. The whole interaction was a psyop against you. What? Curse you and your cunning, boy, but you haven't heard the last of me. You're no match for me and my blade, lovely hero. Meet me at the tournament and taste the bitter taste of Guys, no flirting in the fencing club either. Yeesh. Flirting? Come on. We weren't flirting. That was an epic challenge, not flirting. We have girlfriends. That's never stopped you two before. Uh-oh. Yeah, reminder that Ryan is here during this. True words, Ryan. Remember the notes I gave you. I will. Natsuki, you're up next for notes. MC, no eavesdropping. Natsuki, pay attention because I'm exhausted and I need to leave. I keep telling you that your main advantages are that you're a small target and you're fast, but you're not using those advantages in bouts. No one puts Natsuki in the small person strategy box. Well, here, how about the aggressive strategy box? That's more like it. Hit me with the wisdom, Chief. You're so fast and hard to hit that I think you can get away with a lot of risky timing attacks. I want you to watch your opponents carefully and learn their tendencies. Odd job, yeah. I was thinking that the classic, the James Bond game, GoldenEye, from the 90s. I never played it, but I know it's like infamous for like one of the original like multiplayer first-person shooter kind of games, and yeah, like you can play as various James Bond characters and Odd Job, the guy with the hat. is the shorter one, and therefore he's a harder target to hit. Okay, I want you to practice the fastball special with Yuri. Yeah, I recognize that reference from Slimo's art, or Spooky Spooky Water's art, I guess. Anyway, 20 seconds until ad break. I think I'm gonna just take the ad break take a break right now, so I can get in some more borscht eating, and I will be right back. And back again. Borscht time, indeed. Welcome back, welcome Borscht. Yeah. Well said. Anyway, moving right along, I want you to watch your opponents carefully and learn their tendencies. When you see them start an attack, you immediately counterattack. But what about right away? If I hit them and they also hit me, they get the point because they attacked first. Oh, neat. Oh, we're learning some fencing rules along the way here, it seems. True, but you're so fast that a lot of time you'll hit them before they can hit you. And even if you don't, you're so tough to hit yourself that you'll get away with it a lot. Tough to hit yourself. Again, mentioning her size. Just try out the strategy, see how it works. That actually does sound like a good idea. Will do. Okay, MC, you're up next. MC, we need to find a better way to make use of your raw strength. You've always said that fencing isn't about the strength of your arm. True, but I'm not talking about the strength of your arm here. MC's raw strength. I mean, it's a curious choice to refer to MC's raw strength. I guess I don't know. Like he's like the DDLC canon is that MC is kind of a shut-in and spends all his time like playing video games and watching anime. Talking about his raw strength, it feels like it's leaning into traditional gender role views of like manliness or whatever, and trying to apply it to the audience insert character. It I don't know. Feels a little. I don't know if I'm making sense here. It's like MC as he's established as a character doesn't feel like someone who the phrase raw strength would apply to. Like Monika's the athletic one. I mean that's why I gave her muscles in my in turquoise. I mean, aside from me possibly having a thing for strong women, but aside from that, I don't know. It just this feels off somehow. But whatever. Moving on. True, but I'm not talking about the strength of your arm here. I want you to practice your fleche. Fleche? F-L-E-C-H-E. Don't know what that means. Isn't that kind of an advanced maneuver? Yep, it requires a lot of athleticism in both the legs to launch and the upper body to deliver the hit while airborne. Not a lot of people in this club have the strength and dexterity for it, but you do. I don't know. I've never really felt like I'm a very athletic a guy. Never really felt like I'm very athletic a guy. That's supposed to be like a very athletic guy, perhaps. I mean, I guess this wording works. It just feels a little odd. This is intended? Okay, fair enough. And you also need to work on your confidence. You're plenty athletic enough to do this, or I wouldn't recommend it. In any event, this isn't optional. Practice your flesh. Do at least 100 a day, preferably more like 200. Okay, that sounds intense. We're talking about airborne attacks? Like, do 100 of them a day? With the weapon in hand, presumably? I'll be making unfair use of Sayuri to make sure you're doing them. And what will your secret weapon be, oh great sword sensei? Weapons, Natsuki. We say weapons, not swords. Monika, not too tired to stop pointing that out. To not keep whatever. And if you want to find out how I fence, then train hard and then watch me, and when you're ready, I'll fence you. And then maybe you'll understand a little of what I know. Anyway, I have to go. Club adjourned. It's kind of anticlimactic of her to drop an epic diss like that and then just leave in such a boring way. Monika completely dead asleep for the last 4 hours, deep in REM sleep. Like, weapons! Yeah. Leave in such a boring way. Well, she's really tired. Yeah. Man, that was a great fencing session. Gotta say, MC, you're improving a lot. Hey, you too, man. Glad you joined. Me too. So I was trying to improve by watching you today, and I was thinking maybe the best way to learn from you is to fence you. Oh, really? You're gonna have a bout in the middle of the courtyard here? Excuse me. You want to fence about sometime before the little mini tournament Monika wants to do? You really sure want to fence against me? I'm not really that good. I don't think I pose much of a challenge. He says to the guy who just joined and therefore has less experience, like even less experience than he does. Ryan draws an actual rapier. Defend yourself, MC. Yeah. Anyway. You're pretty obviously one of the strongest fencers in the club, MC. I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, he's... yeah, you know, it just... I'm trying to think how to put my thoughts into words. It feels a lot like the scene... MC Dusky, I will crush you with like... Yeah. MC being declared one of the stronger fighters in the room in the club. It again comes back to like that the flashback where MC, who's maybe like 2 or 3 years old, goes off and saves Sayori's life. It's like, you know, it's like you know, natural born hero MC. You know, comes toddling out of the womb. I must save Sayori, and now he's the strongest one in the club. You know, it feels like the author or audience insert fantasy kind of thing. See that other guy. I kind of suck. He has such main characters in there. What does MC stand for again? Anyway, moving on. I don't know. I don't think so. I've never been very good at sports. My whole life, I'd either not make athletic teams or be the eternal substitute who never played if I did. That's why I ended up doing more non-athletic pursuits, I guess, like the literature club. Kagami says... MC sighs loudly. Sorry, force of habit. What is it that Kagami says? She says you have a complex about athletics because of this? And further, that you have a complex about feeling inferior to other guys as a result? Is that so? And so, how does she put it? You can't have normal friendships with other guys? I've had friendships with other guys. Well, leaving that aside, you definitely do seem to have a complex about athletics. But take my word for it, you're one of the most skilled fencers in the club, other than maybe Monika. Mariko and Natsuki, too. I'd like to get on your guys' level, but I just started so far behind. So believe me, you'd be doing me a favor if you'd fence me about. Well, sure, if you like. Great, thanks. You know, MC, sometimes me and Kenzo and sometimes a couple of other guys hang out and game from time to time. Is that so? When you're not... Excuse me. I'm gonna pause the mic for a second and cough. Just a second. Sorry about that. Yeah, throw continues to be it's roughest when I I don't know, doing all the voices in DDLC mods would do me in, I think. But yeah, I don't know. At the beginning of this episode, we already had a scene with Ryan, Kenzo, and MC together, and Sairi. My first reaction is like hang out in games from time to time, like what, when you're not sleeping on a bench, or under a bench. When you talk about gaming, you mean like video games or more athletic kinds of games, I wonder. Could you maybe want to be a part of that? Really? Could I? Definitely. Kenzo already knows you and likes you. Yeah, I'd be super interested in that. Thank you. I'll let the guys know. Hey, MC looks pleased about that. That's cool. Interesting that. Oh, hey, we were back into the major key now. Huh. Yeah, I mean, you'd think that MC wouldn't see it as that big a deal hang out with Kenzo and Ryan, but hey, maybe he does see it as a big deal. We don't see a whole lot of MC interacting with male friends, but there are indications here and there that he does. Anyway, I don't know. Moving on. Yeah, so overall, fencing was a lot of fun. Looking forward to that tournament. I'm actually kind of glad we did Literature Club in here. Felt nice to host everyone. Even if we kind of had to frantically clean. As I recall, you were the one who had to frantically clean. I merely did a light dusting. Hey man, there was some stuff on your side too. I saw it. Yes, how could I forget that I had to relocate 2 small boxes? Yes, that was quite the mess. Exactly, and someone knocks on the door. Yeah, probably the RA again. Come in. Hi guys. Yo. As you can see, we are not flirting. Natsuki, everyone on this floor knows you two are dating. Yeah. It's really not hard to see. You can't. Hey, I'm not going to do anything. I support you guys all the way. And all the people in the hall think it's cute so far as I can tell. But, well, the reason I'm here is that someone must have blabbed about you to the college. The head of student affairs called me and had a bunch of questions. Uh-oh. I told him that I hadn't seen any direct evidence that you guys are in a romantic relationship, which is technically true. Still, they're clearly doing an investigation, so I came to say be careful and just know that once it gets to this point, they basically always have one of those mini hearings. They don't think very much of shuffling freshman housing assignments around either. So at least one of you might have to move around and you'd both probably get new roommates. I don't know when this might happen, and if anyone asks, I didn't tell you this, okay? I just think it's lame. You guys should be allowed to be together in my opinion. I misjudged you. I thought you were someone who I had to worry about, but it turns out you're a total homegirl. Thanks for giving me the heads up. No problem. Have a good night, ladies. Man. Well, it was a good run while it lasted. And besides, it is not as though they can prevent us from seeing each other. Yeah. How would they even enforce the, no relationships between roommates rule anyway? It's oh well, anyway. And if one or both of us gets a new roommate who is accommodating, then it hasn't happened yet. I'm not just going to accept this. There's got to be something we can do. I fear that we will be asked directly if we are dating by some official. Yeah, and Yuri's not going to want to lie about it. Well, then clearly the solution is to immediately break up so that Yuri can technically say they're not dating, and then get back together after the after the meeting has happened. I don't know. That seems like some kind of workaround. She can legitimately claim that they dated in the past. I don't know. That's my first thought. I'm gonna move on. If that occurs, I fear being dishonest, for then worse consequences than being separated may ensue. It is one thing for them to put us in separate rooms. It would be another for one or both of us to have to leave the school. Yeah, you're right. Still, I just can't sit here and wait for the axe to fall. I gotta do something. Babe, I'm gonna take a little walk to clear my head out. Of course. I will remain here. Most likely I will still be up when you return. But if not, do not worry about awakening me. Uh-oh. She's gonna go pretend to be, in a relationship with the student union cashier or something dumb like that? Uh-oh. I fear the directions this might go. I would be pleased to be awakened so. See, this is why I don't want them to separate us. You're so freaking adorable when we're at home. Yaw. The alternating blushing there. It is a big deal, though. I can understand why your parents trying to show you up is a big deal. Monika is walking through the courtyard on the phone. But why does it matter what Ayami thinks? Like I told you before, she's judgy. I don't remember when you said that, but I said that like today. I've never actually seen Ayami to be judging myself, really. She seems pretty accepting. Or at least if she's not, she goes out of her way not to show it to you. Usually I'd agree with you, but she's judgy of me. I can feel it. It's kind of like what you said, like she wants to criticize my choices but holds back. Maybe because she's afraid you'll snap at her. Okay, so what though? You tell me shit to my face and you're not afraid I'll snap at you. You do snap at me. Exactly, so if you're not afraid of it, why should she be? I mean... why'd you ask Ayami that? Like, what? I don't know, Kagami complaining about... whatever, moving on. Most people don't like being snapped at. That's just the way most people are. Holy shit, Monika, have you not napped or something since the last time we talked? Sounds like you're falling asleep in your feet. Go to sleep for F's sake. Call me back tomorrow. If I hand a die label to Kagami, big, horrible, and turning it while I look at the audience for approval. Yeah. But yeah, like, Kagami's immediately actually like, oh, well, she should just get over it. But, I don't know. Anyway. Okay. No, I don't mind at all. I think it's awesome that you called. Glad to be of help. Yeah, I know. To give an honest answer, given everything I know, it just seems to show that you mean well. Uh-huh. Not a problem, my pleasure. Oh, gotta go though. Call any time, okay? See ya. Well, look who it is. Sorry about causing a scene in front of your dad and sister earlier. Didn't know you were related. I wouldn't have... Nah, it's not that. We have no beef. Just on my mind tonight. Yeah, the comment about someone blabbed and so on. Who would have blabbed though? Who indeed? I mean, I made the comment several episodes back. Like, why is Natsuki being so open about being in a relationship with her roommate to the student union cashier, someone she doesn't know? You know, like for all she knows, like student union cashier could have been the one that blabbed, or for that matter, hey, you know what? Who knows? Maybe Monika blabbed as part of her machinations. It's gonna fit in somehow. Who could it be among essentially the entire student body of this college? Yeah. Anyway, just on my mind tonight. One of those days? Yeah. Want to talk about it? So, like, I live with my girlfriend. He totally scammed it. Parents knew we were together and knew we'd have roommates in college, but didn't know we were going to be each other's roommates. Meanwhile, the school knew we were going to be roommates, but didn't know we were dating. Now some asshole found out and blabbed to the school, and... Oh, man. Yeah. So they're going to separate you, or what? I don't really know. Apparently going to give us some kind of notice of hearing soon. I already came in... Yeah. Again, do you really want to be giving us information? Oh, whatever. Natsuki's putting a lot of trust in this student union cashier. But yeah, your question, who could it be among essentially the entire team? I mean, hey, it could be some random nobody. Maybe it could be Ayami. Maybe she's still upset about the whole thing. Thought she could get away with splitting them up anonymously. Or you know, maybe Kagami just decided to be horrible for no reason, as is her wont. I don't know. There are possibilities. Anyway, I want to say we're snooping around, so I guess it's not done yet. It really bums me out to think of having to live separately. It sounds spoiled, but I've really gotten used to the feeling of her being there. I was bored, decided it would amuse me. Yeah, exactly. It's like to have to change that. Is there anything you can do? I don't know. After Ari warned us, I felt like I had to do something. I couldn't think of anything. So I just started walking around instead. And now I'm here, not buying anything. Not like I have a ton of customers in here right now anyway. How's your girlfriend taking it? Oh, super philosophically, like she takes everything. She'll be fine. I'm sure deep down she actually is freaking out a little. Probably. But she's also right. It's not the end of the world. It's just... Anyway, I'll get out of the way. Thanks for letting me dump my problems for a bit. That'll be 2,000 yen. 200 bucks. Or sorry, 20 bucks, I mean. Decimal in the wrong place. Approximately. Anyway. No way, get effed. Natsuki walks out the door. I wonder... ... said aloud to the empty room. Oh, poem panic song? Wow, it's not fair. Yeah, I'm sorry, Yami. It really isn't fair. Everybody's parents came today. Everybody's, but not mine. Why don't they love me? I'm pretty sure they still love you. Oh boy, Ayami continuing to have self-worth issues. And external validation issues. And once again, they're on the opposite sides for some reason. I still don't understand why that's easier for you. Anyway. Did they give a reason why they didn't come? No. Well, what did they say when you talked to them about it? I never talked to them about it. So how are they supposed to know that they were supposed to come? When did you invite them to come? I didn't. Well, I mean, if you never invited them, it shouldn't be that surprising if they don't come, right? They knew it was happening. Should have come without me saying anything. Even if they knew about it, if you didn't invite them, don't you think maybe they'd worry about intruding? Maybe they thought that if you didn't invite them, you'd rather they not be here right now. Maybe them not coming is just them trying to respect your wishes. Yeah, maybe I didn't think about that, but they should still know me and know they want them to be here even if I don't ask. Uh-oh, should. That's such a lofty word. It's just kind of reminiscent of Kagami a moment ago saying, oh, Ayami should just get over it, and say what she thinks or whatever. Anyway. I'm their daughter, they should know. It's been kind of a rough day for you, huh? Yeah. There's that whole thing with Kagami, and then I talked to my boyfriend, and then my parents didn't show up, and... Whoa, slow down, one at a time. What happened with Kagami? Wait, Sai doesn't know about it? Has MC not had a chance to talk to her about it? Well, her parents came, but she kind of got in trouble. Oh, yeah, I heard about that. But why are you sad about it? Is it that your friend had a bad time? No, it's more like I can feel that she doesn't trust me to talk about it. I mean, yeah? Well, Ayami is framing it differently. Like, Kagami framed it like, oh, nobody's smart enough to understand the problems I'm going through, therefore I can't talk to him about it. But Ayami is framing it like, oh, she doesn't trust me enough. Anyway. I know she talks with Ryan. Everyone talks with Ryan. If someone has a problem and Ryan's around, they just start talking about it to him. But not me. At least Kagami doesn't. she has some kind of serious problems. She just kind of keeps it away from me. Well, I mean, whatever. I'm gonna move on. Makes me feel bad. Like, we're all supposed to be friends, the three of us. Sairi nods. That makes sense. Have you talked to her about it? No, what would I even say? Like, hey, you can tell me about your problems when you have them? Yeah, that sounds like a good way to do it. Maybe for you, I don't think it would work for me. Why not? I don't know, I don't know. Well, I mean, that is the way to go about it, though. I mean, just be direct about it. That's how it would work to me. Just say, hey, if you have something to talk about, you can talk to me. People, you know, there's some benefit in being a good listener. People appreciate talking about themselves usually. Anyway, moving on. I don't know. That's okay. So what happened with your boyfriend? Oh, he sorry, showing off that emotional intelligence. He started seeing someone else. Well, I mean, that was part of their arrangement, right? That was their agreement that they were in an open relationship. They're allowed to see other people, and she was already seeing other people. But the tone and the sad eyebrows on both of them suggest that this is not a good thing. Anyway. Not that he broke up with me, though. Yeah, I remember you have an open relationship. Yeah. Still, I just don't feel good about it. Is it that you feel jealous? I feel jealous. I don't know. I think maybe, yeah, a little bit jealous. But mostly I just feel sadness. Like I didn't want things to turn out this way. Poem Panic song is still playing. Somehow feels unsuitable. Oh well. Anyway. That's no good. Maybe you need to have a talk with him. About what? Well, about the relationship. Seems like you're not happy with things this way. Maybe you need to change it. But he might not want to change it. It's still worth talking about. Anyway. Plus, it'd be hypocritical of me. The whole open relationship thing was my idea to begin with. Yeah, but you thought it would make you both happy then. And now it's not, at least for you. That means that you need to think about it some more with him, I think. Think about it some more with him? Talk about it some more with him, maybe? Is that... Think about it some more with him, I think? I mean, I don't know. It feels like talk about it some more would fit better. With changing the soundtrack for this middle section, but eventually it is, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, but still, what if he's happier this way? What if he actually prefers someone else? Well, I mean, that kind of makes it extra worth it to talk about then, I would think. Okay. If I make him choose, what if he doesn't choose me? Da-da-da. Yeah, that would be pretty terrible. I'm sorry, I don't really have a good idea. Oh, Sayo, it's not your job to come up with good ideas for my silly life. I'm just glad to have a friend who could listen. There's just a lot to deal with today. I'm sorry for freaking out earlier. That's okay. I hear you've been working really hard on yourself and getting along with Natsuki and Yuri. I'm really proud of you for that. You deserve to feel good, not bad. And besides, it's okay to freak out if you have to. I freak out and cry all the time. Really? It doesn't seem very often to me. Huh, maybe you're right. But I definitely freak out sometimes. So I'm glad to be there for you when you do too. Yeah, I'm really glad we're friends. But, oof, that was a lot to deal with in one day. I don't think I can do anything else productive for the rest of the night. You want to get some snacks and watch a movie before bed? Yeah! And we're, oh gosh. Coming back to the song which seems to play a lot when Monika and Ryan are together lately. Maybe they're gonna have a scene together here. Monika's still like asleep on her feet here. Keep going, Monika, keep going. One foot in front of the other, almost home. Only a couple of things to do before you can sleep. Da-da-da. Is that the game focusing on me. Whatever, I can't tell. I'm too tired. I just need to get inside. I'm home. Hey, Monika. Good fencing session earlier. Well, I think maybe the last thing you needed is to have any kind of conversation with me or anyone else right now if you're going to bed. I'll leave you be. And thanks, you have no idea how much I appreciate that. I'm so tired. Well, I won't say you look like it. It doesn't surprise me given how much you've been sleeping. You're walking kind of unsteady there. Can I help you get to your room? Gonna take her arm again. No, actually, you know what? Yes, that would be very helpful. Very good then. She changed position to T41 instead of T31 there. Was she supposed to move further away instead of moving closer? Anyway, very good then. Ryan takes Monika by the arm and slowly starts to guide her down the hall. You really need to take better care of yourself, Monika. Again, the weird shifting positions. Anyway, there's a knocking at the door. Who is it now? Mom? Is that Monika? Monika Mom? Is she gonna have to shove Ryan out of sight again? Anyway. Presumably this is not an expected meeting here. I suppose, I mean, it's sort of been established that like Monika's parents are already aware of this place. Parents Week strikes with this, yeah. This raises some questions about, I mean, Monika, we've established that Monika made some adjustments to this house that she's staying in, well, her parents had some hand in, I don't know, either choosing the place or helping her afford it or whatever. They had some hand in it. Have they been to this place? Have they seen it? Are they aware that it's been adjusted, so to speak, to be larger and so on, and which makes for some awkwardness now because Monika has to make a choice. Like I sort of imagine that before Ryan came to be living here, Monika might have reasoned out, okay, it's fine. If the parents show up, I just change it back to its regular appearance, and so they don't notice anything. But you can't really do that if Ryan's here. And you might have to make a choice about who to put up a front for, I guess. Although maybe simply shoving Ryan out of sight and then going to meet them on the doorstep might be enough. Who knows? Anyway, moving right along. Monika, are you there? What? Quick, get off of me. You need to go to your room and hide in the closet. Oh, yeesh. But who is it? Is it your parents? Yes, they have no idea you're here. Go hide. This is a heck of a reaction from Monika. Anyway. Don't come out. Don't say anything. Don't move a muscle until I tell you. Now. Ryan jogs to his room, turning off the lights on the way in. Okay. Deep breaths. Monika, are you up? Looking tired might help. Monika rubs her eyes somewhat thoroughly. Coming. Looking tired might help. She's deliberately smudging her makeup or something. And hey, it's the email music. Anyway, Mom, Dad, there's my girl. Hi, Monika. It's so good to see you again. It's definitely been a while. I'm surprised. I didn't think you were coming back from your trip so soon. Well, we couldn't miss Parents' Day, could we? I miss you, girl. I miss you too, Dad. How Oh, how have you been? Oh, we're fine, fine. But you're tired. We're not intruding too much, are we? I'm sorry we got here so late. It's just that when we traveled here, we... Oh, don't worry about it, Mom. It's no big deal. I am a little tired, if I'm being honest. Been working too hard, have you? I have. But not so much that I can't talk to you guys for a little while, at least. Come in, come in. Okay, so she is inviting them in. Are you sure? Of course, right this way. Yeah, I get the definite impression from all the extra vowels in Monika or Mana Mom's dialogue. It's supposed to indicate that she's like bright, upbeat, emphatic sort of person. Not terribly unlike Sayori. Maybe that's some sort of indirect nod to Turquoise in some way. I don't know. Looking for someone who resembles her mom. I don't know. Moving on. Of course, right this way. Wow, the house you rented is beautiful. Yeah, Yuri. How Freudian. Yeah, exactly. That. I was gonna say, like, would that be in like an Oedipus complex or an Electra complex? I mean, she's showing someone who looks like her mom. I don't know. I'm gonna move on. The house you rented is beautiful. It really is a steal at the price you're renting it for. That's definitely what I thought. Had to move fast on it. Anyone ever tell you you're pretty sharp, my daughter? Sometimes. Well, I was hoping we could stay and chat for a little while, but I don't want to impose. Oh no, it's alright, Mom. I do have a few things I need doing, and then I should probably catch up on my sleep. But how about, since you're here, I give you the grand tour of the house? And tomorrow we can meet up for dinner or something and catch up. Excuse me. A tour that doesn't include the closet, presumably. If for dinner or something, catch up. It feels like it's been so long since I've seen you. Sure, Monika, sounds lovely. Go ahead, give us a tour. So, the house actually has both a Japanese-style living room and a Western style over here. I see. Very fancy. And over here is my room, though it's not very interesting. Oh, always so practical. Doing more coding? What's this you're working on? An attempted instantiation of a failsafe narrative temporal quasi-loop in a locale rather than in a spirited character? Yeah, she's... deliberately trying to make their eyes glaze over while talking about getting rid of the time loop on Rhea. Oh, well, yeah, obviously. She's not lying, though? Sure. You've gotten so good at all that coding stuff that I can't even begin to understand when you talk about it these days. I could never understand to begin with. Darn, I was hoping you'd find a boy hiding in here. As though I'd ever hide a boy in my bedroom. You're so square sometimes. Over here we have the kitchen. I can't believe there are so many rooms. Because presumably this is Ryan's room here. Excuse me. Monika always so precise would never hide a boy in my bedroom. Yeah. So I'd be so simple. Yeah. Can't believe there are so many rooms. It really is huge. What's this one here? That one's a bit messy, actually, using it to keep the mess out of other rooms. Going to invoke adult college student privilege and have you not go in there? So that I can maintain my illusion of having the house in reasonably good order? Hey, you're the boss. Do you need help cleaning it up? Can always find a place for things, you know. I'd be happy to... No, thanks, Mom. I know you'd help. I just want to try to manage the house on my own. I need the practice. Well, okay, if you say so. And that's it. Other than the exterior, but I assume you saw that on your way in. We did. Looks great. Almost as great as your mom. For goodness sake. And text you guys tomorrow. Sure thing. Pick us somewhere nice to eat. And we don't mind eating pescatarian. I know you don't. Love you guys. Love you, Monika. Take care, daughter. Get some sleep, okay? I will. Monika watches her parents leave. She continues to watch them through the window until they drive away. They seem very nice. Unfortunate that I couldn't meet them under the circumstances. He's just immediately accepting. Not going to question it. Maybe they'd actually be happy with you having a housemate with a separate bedroom. Even a guy. They don't seem too uptight about things generally. Uh-oh. Music not playing. That be a sign that there's something serious about to happen here? And what would you know about them? You don't know them and you don't know me. And I told you to wait in the room until I told you. I knew they'd left. There wasn't a... I gave you an instruction. I just need you to do what I told you to do. Maybe I wanted a minute to clear my head before you came out. Now this is more things keeping me from sleeping. And I had to hide you, and now I'm going to get to bed way too late again, let alone not be able to eat. You're just adding to everything. Monika, I would never want to inconvenience you or add to your troubles. You don't deserve that. But I didn't know your parents were coming, and you're not taking care of yourself. I know you have a lot of things to worry about and a lot of responsibilities to see to, but if it's not sustainable, you need to make a change. Maybe letting some of those responsibilities go. I could help you if you'd let me. Or you can kick me back out if I really am a problem for you. Right? But the point is, you can't go on not sleeping. How dare you suggest that I do that to you? You think I'm that cruel? No, of course not. I was just making if you really want to help me right now, just go. Leave me alone. With another word, Ryan goes back to his room. I mean... Ryan has been expressing that like he doesn't feel right imposing on Monika all this time. I could see him. No, is he going to just? Is he actually going to just pack up his things and go right now, or is he going to? I don't know. Have the emotional intelligence, since that phrase keeps coming up here, to recognize that Monika is upset and doesn't really mean it, and just stay in his room and out of her way and stuff. Anyway, he goes back to his room. The sound of him opening his closet and getting out his futon are audible. Monika is laying on her bed. Oh, it's you. Back here again, I guess. Me at what feels like rock bottom again. Wonder how many times I can hit rock bottom over the course of a semester. Hang on. I'm sorry, I had to look a little more presentable for you. Now that I look presentable now, I'm even still wearing my school uniform. I haven't even had time to change. It's like I'm sorry, would you mind if I lay back down? I don't feel very well. You're gonna save? It's gonna be... Oh, it actually let me save? I was hoping for more dialogue. I'd miss seeing you? I'm sorry. Like, after seeing her blow up on Ryan, of all people like that, I'm tempted to pick that just to see if she'll blow up on the player. It would be kind of hilarious. But on principle, I don't want to take the Monika after story option. Really want the parasocial root people to think pretty hard about their choices? Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to say, of course, lay back down. Yeah, I don't know what her other things that she needs to do are. I have a feeling they're not schoolwork stuff. Like, she's got some machinations at work. But anyway, let's go with, of course, lay back down. Thank you for so much for understanding. You really do care about me a lot. That's so much better. No. Care about you a lot? Would she have said the same thing if... whatever. That's so much better. I wish I could stay here forever. Sometimes these days, I really find myself relating to Sayuri. Laying in a bed for several days and staring at a ceiling sounds amazing right now. That doesn't seem like you or understandable. Oh, hey, we got another choice. Shall I save on principle here? Man, there's going to be another ad break coming up soon. Can I reach the end of this before the ad break comes up? I'm not sure. Anyway, Yeah, so I can say understandable, or I can say that doesn't seem like you. How are we parsing out the sentence that doesn't seem like you? Close call? Yeah. Might let one more ad break go by, I suppose. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, that doesn't seem like you. Like, it doesn't seem like you in the sense that it doesn't seem like you to be someone who lays in bed, or it doesn't seem like this doesn't seem like a kind of thing you normally talk about. Or I don't know. I'm just thinking. I can think of multiple ways to interpret that. Doesn't seem like you were understandable. I mean, how are we parsing out these choices, these responses? I mean, I don't know. From my standpoint, I suffer from depression myself. I spend an inordinate amount of time lying in bed, more than I probably should, all things considered. That's, yeah. I don't know. I mean, either one of these options is probably fine. I guess I'm kind of leaning towards that. It doesn't seem like you. I just don't know how. I'm not quite sure how that's being parsed. I'm not sure how she would take it. Like, how would she take it in her current state of mind? Who knows? I mean, she just blew up on Ryan for not the first time. I'm just. And also, I do have to note that for the second time in the same day, someone came at Ryan with "How would you know you don't have parents?" kind of reaction. Yeah, this is the first appearance of Monika's parents, incidentally. Like, she's only made references. I mean, appearance. They didn't have any sprites, but the first time they've had dialogue. And Ryan extremely used to it, sadly. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to sort of wondering what is Monika's state of mind here. How would she take either one of these responses? Like, saying it's understandable that she feels that way. I mean, sure, that doesn't seem like you. Could also be an accurate statement, but it could be parsed or taken multiple ways. So it's making me hesitate to say that one. But she could stay here forever, and then the pauses there. Are they dramatic pauses, or are they her like half falling asleep? Imagine if Ryan like listened in on her seemingly talking to herself here. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. This feels like a toss-up here. I'm not quite sure. Like, I don't think Monika's in the state of mind to interpret that doesn't seem like you in the sense of like, hey, this is taking its toll on you, and therefore you're not talking in your normal way. You probably take it more in the sense of, oh, you can't do that, you're Monika, kind of way. And just from that standpoint, I kind of maybe want to lean towards understandable. On the other hand, saying understandable, I don't know. Like, how would she interpret that? How would she, like, how much, like, she keeps denying to her friends that she's tired, but, at least acknowledges it privately, seemingly. But how much she's willing to acknowledge that's a problem seems to escape her. Ryan actually, he asked a reasonable question. It's the kind of question my therapist would ask. Actually, the question of like, well, what would happen if you just let go of some of these responsibilities? The very therapist kind of question of like, like if someone complained to their therapist of like, I can't do that, and then they say, well, what if you did? Because it's very common for a lot of people to get trapped in this idea of I can't do this or I must do this, and they don't stop to consider, well, like, what if what if that wasn't true? Some people, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm rambling a lot here, as is my wont. Yeah, seriously though, I need to make a choice here. Also, ad break coming up in 2 minutes and 40 seconds, so I think I am gonna finish the mod after the ad break. It's just I just have to get over my overthinking, probably. But what would happen if you didn't overthink? What? Impossible. I guess I'm leaning towards saying understandable. I don't know, like, her response, thank you so much for understanding, you really do care about me a lot, kind of rubs me the wrong way. It's leaning into the whole parasocial thing. That it makes me feel like if I say understandable, she's going to lean further into the parasocial thing, and just for that reason, picking that option seems uncomfortable to me. But on the other hand, she could easily go that same direction if I say that doesn't seem like you, so I don't know. All the same, I think I'm going to go with that doesn't seem like you. I can see both of these options being interpreted the quote-unquote wrong way. They can be parsed out in multiple ways, so whatever. I don't know. There's probably no perfect option. I'm going to go with that doesn't seem like you. Maybe not, but it's true. It's not even the being tired. It's just wanting to be blank. It's just wanting to blank the brain and focus on nothing. Oh, Monika. This is the kind of moment where you want to consider suicide protocol. Really, I mean, if that's the direction that she's thinking in, just wanting to, hey, maybe we should go back to Cyrie's lobotomizing her friend's option from before. Maybe Monika could get behind that now. Anyway, ad break is coming up very shortly, so I'm gonna pause and I will come back to this. I'll be right back. And I'm back again. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, Monika being in a state of... Welcome back, thank you. Wanting to blank the brain, as she puts it. Focus on nothing. Like, I don't know if she actually means she was considerate, or if, she's thinking of doing some kind of coding thing to do that. Or again, was just thinking of, like, doing herself in or whatever. For that matter, you know, Ryan's kind of in a difficult position at the moment. Like, he's already, like, he came into this living arrangement in the state of worrying that he's imposing on Monika by being there, and now she has twice, like, had to order him into hiding, which is absolutely going to feed into his notion that he's being a burden. And also she's stabbed at him twice, which again is going to feed into the notion that he's just being a burden to her. There's a question of, like, if he has the emotional intelligence to realize that, oh, maybe she doesn't mean that, and that she's just upset in the moment, and just need to work on accommodating that, or if he's going to internalize it or whatever, and just really come to the belief that he's a burden no matter where he goes, and that for that matter, like, he's in a rough spot right now because if he stays, he's gonna feel like being a burden to Monika. But if he goes right now, like if he just packs up his stuff and goes back to sleeping under the bench or whatever, he's gonna feel guilty about making Monika feel bad because she just had that line. Do you think I would be that cruel, etc. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I mentioned Suicide Protocol a moment ago. Like, I don't know if Ryan's the sort of person who would feel like doing himself in that circumstance where if he actually feels like he's a burden no matter what he does. But I don't know. It's a thought that crosses my mind. He generally seems to be the sort of person who puts his needs last. Like, rather sleep under a bench in the cold dead of winter than inconvenience his friend. Well, I don't know. I truly can't win. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, moving right along. He's just wanting to blank the brain and focus on nothing, not having to consider any input, not having to produce any output. That sounds wonderful. I wonder if that's how it is for Sayuri. I mean, it's kind of an awful simplification of, depression issues, but, is that what she thinks of her? Is that what she thinks of Sayuri? I mean, I mentioned earlier that I myself have a bit of a state of, spending probably too much time lying in bed or whatever. It's not to say that my brain is blank and no thoughts occur during that time. It's more the wanting to blank the brain that she thinks is a Sayuri brain state. Okay. Anyway, moving right along. What if that's how it is for Sayuri? My body feeling terrible probably is sleep related, though. Or maybe food related, I can't tell. I should probably eat something and then go to sleep. But now I can't get up. And I'm gonna save again because there's a non-choice choice on the screen here. It says, "Can I help?" I mean, it's weird that's the only option, but I mean, obviously I can't help. That's been the running theme, but whatever. Can I help? Question mark. Can you bring me any food? And the only option is no. Darn. I mean, I knew that was probably the case, but you never know. I thought just copy food.chr and copy it into the characters folder. Anyway, I thought maybe they've finally found a way to interact directly, and this is how they're telling me. But in retrospect, that sounds like a tired Monika thought. Capital T tired. Monika rolls over in bed, causing her blanket to half fall to the floor. Oh man. Do nothing? Is this a command? Or is this like is this me, the member of the audience, choosing to do nothing, or is this me commanding her, do nothing? Anyway, I click the only option here, do nothing. Yeah, game, rub it in, why don't you? Don't worry, I don't blame you. No, you can't really do anything even if you wanted to. Monika stands up and restores the blanket. Phew, a little lightheaded already. Going back down now. Doesn't feel as nice when I collapsed into bed the first time. In fact, I feel like some kind of combination of being sleepy, pain, and sickness all at once, everywhere. Can't say it's great. There's no way out of here. I knew if I kept saving it, sooner or later, one of these text boxes is gonna show up here. So I can choose to just be silent, or I could say, "You can't go on like this, Monika." I'm like, it seems like the obvious answer is you can't go on like this, Monika, so I'm going to pick that. You think so too, huh? You and everyone else. Probably true. But I don't know what I can cut back on or do less of. Well... I mean... Whatever, I'm gonna move on. Everything's really important. There's just not enough time for everything. What self-care can I possibly practice here? I mean... Like, what if she missed, what if she missed Literature Club, for a random example? I mean, it wouldn't be the first time. She's done that a couple of occasions over the last 3 seasons. Anyway, what self-care can I possibly practice here? I don't know what to do. Ooh, hey, there's another save option here. Or, I mean, another option. There's no way out of here. Okay, fine. Stop at least one of your clubs. I mean, when I said maybe, not attend the club session, I meant in the sense of, like, use that opportunity to sleep, not, like, stop it entirely. Cut back on studies? I mean, you're in college? I mean, that's kind of what you're there for. Actually get rid of Ryan? Like, she already expressed that she would consider that to be cruel. And I further suspect that when she made that remark, that it was what she actually felt and it wasn't part of her machinations. Accept help and delegate sounds like a really good option, actually. Consider the possibility that, hey, maybe you don't actually need to do all of those things that you think you have to do. Maybe there are some things you can tell other people to do and help you out with. Maybe it doesn't have to be all you all the time. I can also say I don't know either. But seriously, accept help and delegate seems like the best option out of these. I mean, like, Stop at least one. Okay, stop at least one of the clubs. Which club are you referring to? Like, Stop the Literature Club? I think we've pretty well established that the game is expected to break down if the Literature Club isn't running, and stopping the fencing club right before they go to this fencing competition thing. That doesn't seem like something she'd go for either. Like, cutting back in studies, like, that's the whole reason she's in college. They're stuck on this notion that they should all have a quote unquote normal life in this simulation they find themselves in. Actually, go to Ryan. Accepting help and delegate seems like the best option out of these. So I'm gonna go with that. This is like the mass option here. The Monika after story parasocial obsessive option. Anyway, moving on. Accept, help, and delegate. Go. Delegate? I suppose I could. Maybe that's the way out of this. At least in the clubs, there's a lot more I can delegate. Yeah, I'd put a comment after clubs. But I don't know. Who can I trust to deal with the student government in either place? Who can I trust to deal with the student government in either place? I mean... Previously, you trusted Sayuri to handle it one time, although it might have been part of your machinations that you trusted her to handle it badly. Said Natsuki, she'll do great, yeah. But anyway, moving right along. So you can come in either place, or do set up and tear down at fencing club. Wait, she does all the setting up and tearing down each time? Does she not accept help from her clubmates to do that? Like, that seems like a really obvious one. Like, does she actually honestly do that all by herself? What the hell? Like, that's the easiest task to delegate. Anyway, I guess the student government is a lot easier to deal with here than at the high school, at least. Maybe. Well, I consider that later. The clubs are one thing. But situations like this, at home, there's no delegating making sure blankets stay on the bed of an ill person. I wish you could help me when I get sick or tired. I really could. Sorry. I wish you could help me when I get sick or tired. I really could. I mean, I think maybe that's supposed to say I really do. Like, I really do wish you could help me. I really could seems like the wrong phrase there. Make a note of that one. So she's out of it, so she said it wrong? Sure. She just misspoke. But at least for some things I'm on my own. Now will let me save? There's no way out of here. Okay, fine. so if for some reason I needed to end the stream now, I wouldn't be able to save it. Whoops. Sorry, internet. The rest of this episode's lost. Anyway, some things I'm on my own. I can say I suppose so, or Ryan can help you. He lives with you already. Like, I mean, I think it would be a good idea to talk to Ryan right now anyway. I mean, if at least to make sure he knows there's no hard feelings that you after you snapped at him like that. At least for some things I'm on my own. I mean, the other option is just to say, I suppose so. Like, and just immediately give up on the delegation option. Like, come on. But yeah, going with the Riot option seems like the superior option. I mean, Riot's not the only one you could turn to. I mean, like, particularly like with club stuff, like any one of your clubmates, you know, Sayuri, MC, Natsuki, Yuri, they would all gladly help. Like if regarding the coding stuff, I mean, I'm sure Yuri would gladly help with that. Hell, I mean, there's stuff that like student council and stuff. Probably even Miss Ida could help with it. Every single one of her club mates would probably help her while she's sick too, take it in turns if necessary. Yeah. But she's just stuck on this idea that she needs to do everything herself. Anyway, we're gonna go with the Ryan can help you, he lives with you already option. Here we go. What? We're not that close. Sure, we live together, but that's just a necessity. We're not together or anything. Why would being together be necessary for someone to help you out, Monika? Is that how you regard relationships? Like romantic relationships? That bad girls with protection? Yeah. Anyway. It sounds so familiar. Look, there's a certain level of intimacy you have to be to feed someone while they're sick or put blankets on them. But is that what she's asking for? What? I didn't say you need him to put blankets on her and feed her. I was talking about delegating like anything and everything. I mean, she mentioned that she does all the setup and takedown of the fencing club stuff. Like, as an example, like she doesn't have to do that on her own. Again, easiest thing to delegate. Like, obviously she has to do her schoolwork herself. Like she's in best position to figure out how to resolve the whole Rhea situation, the time loop situation. It's not clear how much engagement is required on her part for all her other machinations. I mean, she's got. It's sort of implied that she's trying to figure out how to give Ryan another place to stay. Anyway, right. Sorry. Right before this, she was talking about help when sick/tired, so she's fixated on that. I mean, sure, I guess. I mean, so you say, but like 5 seconds before that, it was talking about all the other areas of delegation, trust with student government, tear down fencing club, student government, etc. Clubs. Whatever. Anyway, certain amount of intimacy, etc. Let's. Okay, moving on. Ryan lives here because there's no other option. He wouldn't want to be that close to me. He wouldn't. I mean, yeah. I know we're presuming that Monika isn't privy to conversations that Ryan has had on others where they keep saying, hey, Ryan, you obviously like her, etc. Make your move, etc. But again, I don't know. I mean, like, is she really at that level of exhaustion that she feels that this is necessary? Like, I would have, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna move on. No, he totally would. He would, right? I don't need to think about this right now. I need to rest. I'm going to sleep. But Monika is kept up, still thinking. Shut up, you intolerable text box. That's all for now. Oof. The night version of the closet background is by Alex. Okay. Kayla the pianist. Q and... What's this? Tormuse? Tormuse assisted technically with implementation of the clickables in Yuri's mod? Clickables plural? You mean that one brick? Did I assist with that? Oh, I guess I did. I mean, I do remember the question of the code for like when I implementing the turquoise, the gender selection clickables, where you can click on the image of the MCs. It help you. Hey, hooray! I helped. There's more than the brick. Was there? I thought there was just the one brick. That's. There was, but it was hidden, sort of an Easter egg. Oh, okay, I see. Well, I apparently I should have tried clicking on things there. Oh well. It didn't occur to me to attempt that at the time. Oh well. Maybe I'll dig around the code later. Although I'm trying to hold off looking at the code until until after I've gone through the whole season at least. I think. I did. Yuri's fancy artistic visual rod. Yeah, fair enough. Huh. Okay. There could, if there are hidden buttons, there could be some hidden depth to the to Yuri's mod then that I missed out on. Oh well. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really see any indication to click on other things. If there was, it totally went over my head. Yeah. What am I trying to say here? I don't know. Anyway, I'm just gonna. I guess I'm just gonna move on. Implementation of the clickables in Yuri's mod. All the credits for mod assets can, as always, be seen in credits.txt. Don't forget to email Monika and the club your questions at lit.club.prez.monika@gmail.com. Thanks for playing. See you next time. There we go. We got to witness yet another crash out from Monika. There was none? What? No, what, none? Oh, no indication of that to click on other things. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm reminded of there's a mod called Yonder Club, I believe. It came out in it was one of the earliest mods in existence. It was back in 2018. That is sort of fairly straightforward. You know, what if all the members of the club were Yonders and they're all obsessed with MC? And plays out about it as you might expect. And there's an Easter egg where they hid 90% of the content. If you name the character Shmoo, I think it was. It unlocks a whole bunch of extra content, which appears to be JoJo's Bizarre Adventure reference. Although I didn't get that far into that show. But it turns into this big epic thing if you just make that small change. I don't know, that's what it reminded me of. I kind of wonder if, is this another situation where 90% of the content is hidden behind clicking one little secret button somewhere? Definitely not most of the content Easter egg here, don't worry. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, regarding Monika's crash out there, like, her immediately jumping to, we have to be in an intimate relationship before I can delegate things to Ryan is just, I don't know, it says a lot about, maybe it just says a lot about Monika's state of mind, that her mind immediately jumps to intimacy and romantic relationships or whatever. We aren't boyfriend girlfriend, yeah. But it's also it's like Monika, come on, it's not that deep. Like, if you need help and he wants to help, you could just let him help. Like, it doesn't have to be a big deal if you don't want to make it a big deal. Like, you can at least, like, I don't know, talk about it, bring up the subject or something. I don't know. Anyway. Let's see about who to raid. Who's on right now? Yeah. And nobody's really jumping out at me and going, "Oh yeah, let's raid that person." I'm just out of curiosity. Let's see who else is playing DDLC. Probably, yeah, they're all playing the original. Anyone who's streaming is playing the original game. I'm the only one playing a mod. Yeah, I could give Afro Zero a raid. Playing Honkai Star Rail. It's a gacha game, I think. It's her fate to go through this as every single one of her clubmates has. Yeah, what, in denial about having romantic feelings? Anyway. Yeah, let's give Afro Zero a raid, why not? Yeah. I feel like I have to give the disclaimer. I don't think Afro Zero likes me much. We've got into a couple of arguments about shipping. Like he doesn't like same-sex ships in mods and such. We've had some uncomfortable interactions, I guess. But I don't know. Don't be too hard about it or anything. He just has his own particular way of going about things in his stream chat and stuff. Like he's a popular Doki tuber. Like he does a lot of DDLC mods and stuff. So it's worth sending a DDL stream audience along to. Anyway, what is this thing doing? Yeah, okay. But yeah, that's the end of episode 46. Glad I was able to reach the end of it. I guess next Sunday I'll be picking up 47 as long as it releases at the same time. But this definitely feels like it's building up to something. Like we're getting into the last 2 episodes of the season, seemingly, presumably. We'll see how that goes. But that's all for now. Until next time.